Did you crash your drone? Twin City Aerial can help. Twin City Aerial has many years' experience repairing all types of DJI drones, and we have many parts in stock. Twin City Aerial can usually have your drone fixed cheaper and faster than the manufacturer, and we only use original parts when available. Whether you need your Phantom, Maverick, or an Inspire 2 repaired, Twin City Aerial will have you up in the air in no time. Call us at 952-297-7900 or visit our website at twincityaerial.com.
Yeah. What's up, Frenzy?
What is up, Sarge?
Welcome to the introduction to episode, what is this, 127?
127.
With comedian, actor, Bret Ernst. It's Bret, and that's Bret with 4 T7 T's.
2 T's.
2? Okay, so it's Bret with 2 T's and then take away a T.
Yeah, so 1 T.
So spell it like that. Spell it B-R-E-T-T and then take away a T and then spell Ernst.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you how to spell Ernst.
It does have a T in it, though.
We are jamming to some color right now. If you're familiar with the show, then you are familiar with one of our favorite musicians, Cullah. And this is Bit by Bit from his Pack of Clones album. As we've said before, he's one of our favorite comedians. We absolutely love him. He's extremely talented, one of the most down-to-earth guys. And he's got like 12 albums out. He puts one out every year. He's got a new one coming April 27th, 2019. We're looking forward to it. We're going to have him on the show either right before it comes out or right after. We're going to figure out a time. But every year when he puts out an album, we're going to have him on and talk about it, help him promote it, and listen to those.
Wish him a happy birthday, too.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He puts it on his birthday. That's right. And jam out to his tasty jams.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so tasty.
Looking forward to it.
Some news for the show. We have 2 new sponsors.
We do.
Yeah, excited about that. If you heard the ad at the beginning, I know everybody loves ads, but it's how we keep the show going. It's how we pay for the show. So it's a necessary thing.
Ads are my favorite.
But we're happy to have these 2 sponsors. You heard the Twin City Aerial ad, read by famous actor Morgan Freeman.
Yes.
He apparently is a big fan of drones, and he flies drones all the time, and so he did an ad read for Twin City Aerial. Drones. Morgan Freeman
loves them.
And Radio Public. That's a podcast app that it's Radio Public's a little different. It's a public benefit corporation founded in partnership with the Public Radio Exchange, and their mission is to just help listeners discover, engage, and reward creators of podcasts like us.
Like us, yeah.
Yeah. They're committed to operating a platform that fairly values creators' work, respects users' privacy and information rights, and benefits all participants. That means they're not selling your data to these creepy advertising companies, these companies that are trying to get their ads out there. They're not doing that like all the other social media apps we're on. So that's cool. We like that.
I like that a lot.
The company's made up of podcast fans. It's a group of podcast fans that started this company. A dozen of them that started this company, and it's growing. They're based out of Boston, and that's a founding team. Their first podcast, they made their first podcast app in 2005, and they haven't hit pause since.
Whoa, they're on a roll, yo.
So, yeah, go download the Radio Public app. It's free.
It is free.
It's free. You don't have to pay a dime. You don't even have to make an account if you don't want to. You don't have to
create a login. You can just type in what you want to listen to, like Sarge approved in the search bar, and boom, there you go.
You don't have to sign in through Google or Facebook or any of that crap because they're not trying to take your information and sell it. So
I love it.
Yes. All right. We got to sit down with Bret Ernst. Who is, in our opinion, one of the funniest comedians in the country. He's hilarious. And if you haven't heard of him, you need to check him out. He's got a new album that just came out, Principal's Office. Go to his YouTube channel. Check that out. It is hilarious. He's just a really fucking nice guy, too.
Yeah, very down to earth, very funny. Could have chatted way longer than we did, even though it was probably long enough.
We end up talking about sports a good amount here. We don't get the opportunity to do that with comedians much.
Specifically football.
If you're not a football fan or sports fan, just skip past that part.
Yeah, fast forward. That's the beauty of technology.
But we had a great time. We ended up talking for like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I did take out some of the sports talk, but there's still plenty in there.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
still over 2 hours long. But yeah, so check out Bret Ernst. He's a great actor too. He's in that Cobra Kai show. He's been on like Weeds and I don't know, a bunch of shows. You can check out his IMDb, but the dude can actually act too.
He can. Plus he's got my most favorite accent on the planet.
That is right.
The East Coast.
Frenzy gets all in a frenzy when she hears Bret Ernst talk.
I like it. It's good.
All right, here we go with Bret Ernst.
Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown.
Shut up and sit down.
I'm good, Sergeant Frenzy.
What's up, Minnesota? How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Hello!
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 You're so far away.
I'm right here. Good. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. Get breathy. Get breathy.
Very breathy.
And on that note,
Can I tell you guys one thing?
Yeah.
I don't know much, but I know how to love you.
I am neither a sergeant nor am I in a frenzy.
Sorry, dude. It's the Sarge Show. Dude, we're trying to bang pussy, you motherfucker.
I feel like we're all on coke.
What's
We
your-
wasted 45 minutes on this.
You people listening at home, you're lucky that you don't have to see how these two dance to their own theme song.
Yeah, Frenzy's dancing right now.
I'm totally dancing.
We
All
got
the dances.
we got a guest tonight.
Yes, we do.
A pretty exciting guest.
Very
I'm excited.
exciting guest.
I'm excited. You don't seem very excited, but
No, I'm super excited.
I'm excited. Okay. All right. Who's our guest?
Our guest is Bret Ernst. How's it going,
Damn right.
dude?
How you doing?
What's up,
Good.
man.
How are ya?
I'm good. Yeah, you guys seem thrilled.
Yeah, we're super thrilled. No, we totally are. I'm very excited.
She really
It's
is.
been a long time coming.
She really is. She's been talking about it all week.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I had a
Maybe
dream
a little.
about it last night.
Maybe a little too much, yeah. Yeah, calm the fuck down, Frenzy. God damn it. We talked about this.
I know. I'm sorry.
So thanks for joining us, man.
Yeah, of course, dude. I appreciate you having me, man.
We got a chance to meet you. What was it? Was it last
July.
Last July, yeah.
At the House of Comedy.
No, it was this comedy
Just kidding.
store.
No, I know. I always say House
that the
Comedy
store?
because that's the Minneapolis.
Is it the store? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first time we got to see you do comedy live, and killed it. Obviously,
Well, thanks, man.
yeah. It's something that I listened to. I was talking to you earlier. I listened to your album from 2012, that American Comic album. We were both listening to it tonight too, and I legitimately was laughing my ass off the entire album. It was
Well, thanks, man. Yeah, it was, you know, when I did that, I just took everything that I didn't own and just put it on a CD, because it's like all the stuff I did on Comedy Central and Showtime and stuff, but because I didn't own it, I didn't make that much, you know, so I just made a CD of like all that stuff and just put it out. I just released my new special though online.
I saw that.
If you want to check it out, For free, actually. I put it out there for free.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's badass. The principal's office, right? That's what it's called?
Yeah, man. It was, it was a passion project at first, and then I put my money into it, tried to shop it. I got a Mickey Mouse offer, and then another offer was telling me to take out some other stuff, and then it just didn't seem worth it for me. I wasn't going to make my money back, so I just said, screw it, man. I put it on my site. I built out a site, Bret Comedy, Bret with 1 T, comedy.com. Because most people spell it with 2 T's, but it's 1 T. And I just put it out there for free, and if people can watch it, if they want to donate, or not donate, own it for $5, they can.
That's cool.
If not, they can just hit play. And it's one of the best choices I made. It took a year and a half, but we've got almost 350,000 views on the YouTube, and then another 300 that was on my last player.
Yeah, that's fucking cool. I think a lot of comics are starting to realize that might be the way to go. Instead of going through these companies that produce your albums or your specials, and you spend all this money that's starting to seem like it's really unnecessary. And you don't own your shit.
That made me want to do that was that I couldn't share anything online.
Yeah.
Everything got flagged. Because I didn't own it. So I figured, well, now I can share it all. I could cut it up. I could do what I want with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, cool. Look, the end of the day is I want to sell tickets to my shows. That's all I really care about. So,
yeah, that's badass.
You could get on some networks, they show it once, and nobody sees it again, or they can run it 50 times, and it makes your career.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You get tired of asking for permission to exist. You know what I mean? And you don't need to nowadays with the internet. So, anyway, so if you guys want to check it out, go to BretComedy.com or just go to my YouTube channel. You can watch the whole thing for free.
We're already about halfway through it today.
Yeah, everyone else too. Go check it out.
I haven't finished it yet.
Well, I did it in one take.
Yeah,
Really?
I saw that.
That's cool.
One fucking take, and you had a badass backdrop too to the set. It looked like a principal's office, like in high school and shit.
I designed. I tagged up the wall too.
Did you?
I used to do that as a kid.
What?
Yeah,
you can actually do that tagging shit, like where it's all particular style. I don't know what the fuck you call it. What do you call that?
Yeah,
the
it's graffiti.
Well, I know it's graffiti, but there's like a certain style to the graffiti.
Well, yeah, we used to call them like burners. But yeah, I used to tag walls back in the 80s.
Where is that? Is there like a school on the streets for learning how to do that? How do you learn that shit?
YouTube.
They didn't have YouTube
Puerto
back
Rican
then.
kids in my class.
That's awesome.
They show me how to draw. It's really it was mostly like as a kid just tracing comic book letters. And then, like where I grew up in Jersey, it was like, this was back in like 85, 86, so breaking was just, it was going all over. I grew up right in Passaic, Patterson area. So, it was right across, you're right there from the city. So it was just part of like growing up at that time period. Everybody used to do graffiti and listen to rap and do all that stuff. That's all I grew up on.
What was the biggest, closest city to you?
Are you on speakerphone right now?
No, I'm on my phone.
Oh, kind of sounds like speakerphone.
I always forget how close, like, New York, New Jersey, all those eastern states are, because you literally can
just
be
crammed in there, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can be in so many different states in one day. It's crazy. I always forget that.
Well, North Jersey and Manhattan is right there. Like Fort Lee, you have Fort Lee is the George Washington Bridge that takes you into like uptown, like Washington Heights, and then you have the Lincoln Tunnel, then you have the Holland Tunnel, which takes you down to the financial district. You get out down there in Manhattan, but it's literally you can walk over the bridge.
So how long were you living in the New York area? Because didn't you go to school in Florida too?
Yeah, I moved my freshman year, and then I moved back up after high school, and I lived up there for a while again too, in like the mid '90s. Good
chunk of your formative years were in that New York area.
6th, 7th, 8th, and then starting 9th was in New Jersey. I was born there. I moved around. I went to like 15 different schools.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I moved around a lot.
You sound like you're from New York. To us, at least. Us Midwesterners.
Yeah, to you. If I'm up there, I don't.
Yeah. To us, right? You agree?
Oh, totally.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Frenzy, she's got a smile on her face. She loves Dude,
I do.
She has a thing for that kind of that New Yorkie accent.
I have a thing for gangster
way of
movies and
speaking.
gangsters, so you kind of sound a little like
Italians.
that. I like
something about Italians.
Yeah, it's just that, like, I know what I'm talking about, you know?
Know what I mean?
You know what I mean, my friend?
Yeah, is it know what I'm talking about? Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Know what I mean? Yeah.
Know what I mean?
I always say you understand.
You understand?
Understand?
You understand?
What do
I
we
got
say?
that from my stepfather. He was old school, man. But he was like, he used to say it's tree instead of three.
Trees.
Like, tree guy used to talk like that.
Is he the phone book guy?
Yes, he is actually.
Nice.
That's hilarious. Yeah, he was. He's the cop.
Okay.
When was it that you went out to California?
I went in '99, but to be honest with you, South Florida is pretty much New York.
Really?
It's New York and New Jersey. Oh yeah,
What?
you go down there, it's all New York and New Jersey.
How so?
It's just all transplants. They all moved down there. It was since the '50s they've been coming down there.
Huh. So it's more specific transplants in South Florida versus California or LA, where it's like a huge
Yeah,
mix.
yeah. I'm sorry. You were saying it's all transplants. But if you Wikipedia South Florida accent, it's going to tell you it has a New York influence.
That's awesome. Funny.
Yeah, those are probably 3 locations where you're gonna also find the largest assortment of crazy people too. People who have lost their goddamn minds, right? Those 3 locations, would you say probably the 3 strongest
Absolutely.
locations? Yeah.
Wherever there's sun, there's crazy people.
Yeah. Well, New York, it's cold, but it's just that's the spot, New York. You know?
Well, New York, it was more of the people in the city, but if you go to Florida, it's the whole state. It's really wacky, man. I always say South Florida. You ever see the documentary on the University of Miami's football team?
Not yet. It's on the list. It's on the queue.
The 30 for 30?
Yeah.
Because all Florida is football. I mean, professional football players. That's what Florida produces the most NFL players, even more than California. They have less people.
Yeah.
It's like that with a bunch of rednecks, sprinkle in like Jersey Shore, and you have a lot of like Cuban, Colombian immigrants, and no gun laws.
That's a dangerous cocktail, my friend.
It is.
Jeez.
That's dangerous. That's why all the most fucked up stories that you hear on the internet come out of Florida.
Yeah, wasn't the lady that had the pet chimpanzee that got her face eaten off, wasn't she from Florida? And then they did like the first facial reconstructive surgery.
Probably.
You know what?
Let's say yes.
I'm right in front of a computer. Let's Google it.
Do it. Hey, do it. That's your job. Do it. You don't have your computer. Shit. Like, didn't where that dude ate that other dude's face because he was on bath salts?
Bath salts.
Yeah, he was on that.
Florida.
The bath salt stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't in Florida though. I think that was like in.
I think it was Florida.
Chicago.
No,
Was it in
that
Florida?
was Florida. That was
it?
Miami.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
See,
yeah, that makes sense.
America's very first zombies came from Florida.
I remember when they aired that story on the news. Everybody was like, "What the fuck?"
There's only like I think maybe 1 or 2 other face-eating types.
Yeah, but they were
situations
all in a row.
happen, but
like for some
all
reason,
out of Florida.
Yeah.
All out
All right,
same
the
neighborhood.
chimp lady, oh, that's just awful. She's from, it says her name's Charlotte Nash. She was from Connecticut.
Connecticut. That's random. How did she even
Unless
get
there's
one?
another one we don't know about. This was in 2009.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Her face is gone.
Well, it was
Right.
gone, and
Dude, that's awful.
they put a.
Why
I'm
are you laughing?
I don't
Hey,
know. I just
Frenzy,
said
what
I'm
the
sorry.
Well, dude,
You,
I laugh when I'm like
you remember the story is that the
uncomfortable.
chimps knew they were coming, right? So the other chimps, it was almost like the one chimp left the cage unlocked for the other chimps to get out and attack them. It was almost like a revenge thing.
Oh, they were plotting.
there are multiple chimps.
Yeah, because remember it was their birthday. They came to celebrate the birthday. They brought the chimp a cake.
Oh,
And then all the other chimps got out and attacked her.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
And his
revolted.
husband.
Ugh. Yeah, that's weird.
That's awful.
Okay.
Why did I bring that up?
Yeah, you're making me laugh. I'm laughing because you're laughing. It's not because
I'm laughing because I feel bad.
I could see
I'm
why.
in uncomfortable situations.
Stop it.
Okay.
That woman.
Not funny, guys.
Yeah.
I know.
Stop laughing. Okay.
It's awful.
Okay.
You know what? This you guys shouldn't laugh at that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. I'm sorry.
Brett, why'd you even fucking bring it up, dude?
I'm sorry.
It's all right. We'll get past it. Let's move on.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. Let's move on. Now it's all sad.
Hey, was that that American Comic album? Was that Ian Edwards that brought you up on stage?
No, it was Gerard Carmichael.
God, it sounded just like Ian Edwards.
That was Gerard.
Okay.
He's like, nope, pretty sure it wasn't him.
No, it wasn't.
I made the fucking album. I know who's in it.
You guys still doing? Are you still making fun of Chin?
No, we've moved on from that. I forgot about it.
No, we're
just
talking
till
about
you
your
brought it up
album.
again. Jesus. I'm thinking about it.
We know Ian. We thought
Okay.
I thought it was him. And Jesus.
Okay.
No, it was Gerard, man. It was Gerard, your old friend, man, good friend of mine. Known the kid for a long time. You know, it's funny too. You do this long enough, you don't realize how long you've done it until you meet comics starting out. You're like, you're how old? Oh my God, I've been doing this 21 years.
That's how long you've been doing it?
Yeah.
Damn. What year did you start?
96.
96.
Wow.
How old were you?
97.
97. Okay.
Yeah. Week before. Let me see. It was April. Yeah, 97. Because I'm going on 22 in May.
So
what does that make? Are we in 2019, right? Yes.
Yes.
It was 97.
Okay.
My first joke was a Clinton joke. How awful is that?
97.
What was the joke?
They had the dress with all the when they found the dress with the cum on it.
Mm-hmm. Famous dress. I think that's in a museum somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I feel bad for him. That could happen to any guy. I mean, God forbid somebody found that sock under my bed. I know. It's the first hackiest joke I wrote.
And then you gotta give an address to your parents. You have to sit in front of a camera and address the media about the sock that was found under your bed.
Yeah, there's a press conference.
It's like bedhead.
That was it. That
no
was
shirt
my
on.
first joke was a Clinton joke.
That's funny.
What? So you're like 22. You went to college, right?
Yeah, I ended up going back. I was out of school for a minute. I was in the nightclub business.
Oh shit! What were you doing in the nightclub business?
Yeah, I want to know about
as like
this.
a teenager.
No, man. I was promoting the club. I was working like the front door, and I was working security, and then I ended up running like in after hours.
Where everything's open 24/7, pretty much, right?
One was a private club, so you had to have a membership.
What?
It was just a way for us to still serve alcohol, you know.
Did you have a key fob? Did they have a key fob to get in, or was it like the sliding door where you like knock and they open?
You had a front door, but you needed if you had to become a member. So it was like a private after hours club. Yeah, I was doing, that's pretty much what I was doing. I was a friggin' loser.
What'd you go to college for?
I started in. I went back to play football, and then I got like communications degree, and then I minored in like history.
Yeah, this dude Brett's a football fan, a sports fan, which we don't get often. We have a lot of comedians on the show, and most of them don't like sports. And we love sports. We're football junkies, so it's nice when we get somebody on who actually knows something about sports.
Yeah, it's super.
Especially if they're a fan. We can talk a little bit, because obviously, the listeners, like, they'll get annoyed if you talk about football the whole fucking time. Yeah,
but we always end up having a little conversation about it.
Oh, we will.
Especially during football season.
Well, I'm doing a sports show at the Mandalay Bay at the MGM. And I mean, at the Mandalay Bay in the sports book. We do it once a week. It's called the D-Gentleman Show.
Yeah.
We try to call it the Degenerate Gentleman, but MGM didn't like Degenerate, so
that makes sense.
We combined the two and made D-Gentleman.
Not PC
but
enough.
It's basically it's a men's lifestyle show disguised as a book, it's a sports betting show disguised as a men's lifestyle show.
I've seen posts and stuff like that on Instagram and whatnot of it. I haven't been. How do you watch it?
Just go to thedgshow.com and you can add yourself to whatever social media you have. But the, like T-H-E, the, I should say the, D as in degenerate, G as in gentleman show.com. So it's thedgshow.com. And, you can watch full episodes there or go to our links and watch like some of our excerpts on our YouTube page and all that stuff.
Cool.
It's been a lot of fun, man. I mean, we did it all through football season. It was me. I've had a couple comics on there, guys like Paul Verzi and Dean Edward. We just had Matt Rife on the last episode. But then, Javon Curse is our co-host, the freak from the Titans. And my favorite, one of my favorites is we have the guy that sets the betting lines for all the MGM properties. He's another one of our co-hosts, the guy Jay Rude. And Buddy to Learn, he's handicapped everything from friggin' rodeos to he's doing the American AAF right now. He's doing the lines. They work with MGM on that.
That's crazy.
That's super cool. Can he bet himself?
No.
I figured, fucking A, because I bet you he would just be raking it in, huh?
Well, it doesn't serve his interest because he has to go. He has to. His job is very stressful.
I'm sure.
So he basically has to tease the lines and shade points to get people to bet on other sides, so the casino doesn't take a hit. So he's literally. He has to play with the casino's money. He's got to win.
Yeah.
It's really interesting just to hear his interview and the stuff that he has to do and how they come up with point spreads. It's really fascinating. It really is, man. I mean, had 1,000 questions.
I never even thought about that someone's job. I can't imagine doing that.
How cool is it? Well,
his house has got to be bugged too, right? They're like, did you not get to tell? Get to tell secrets?
That's all legit. I mean, the casinos and the sports leagues, they don't even talk to each other. It's all, it's basically just the stats, really. It's putting stuff in the computer, the stats, and saying, okay, this team usually scores this amount, that amount. It's more of an equation.
Yeah.
But their odds room, it looks like a Wall Street floor. There's people on phones. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Well, and think about when betting used to be back in the day, when it started on pencil and paper. That'd be so cool.
Illegal, obviously.
Well, yeah.
That'd be so cool to pick a dude's brain and get a dude like that. And you get to do that.
I did pretty well this year, man. I made some pretty brash moves this year. I actually bet Clemson in the money line. I hit that game. I did take the Rams though, and the under.
So did Frenzy.
I did too.
I went Patriots.
I was rooting for them.
I like a dynasty. I like a dynasty.
Well, it's not about what I like. It's what I thought was going to happen. And I was partly right. I knew the defense was going to play phenomenal. I had no idea that Tom Brady was not going to throw for a touchdown. That was a prop bet.
Is that
such a boring Super Bowl?
I didn't know Goff was going to choke like that. I mean, he really did. He didn't even show up.
Was that not one of the most boring Super Bowls that you've seen in recent history, besides maybe like the Broncos? Who was it that they got destroyed by? Was it who the fuck was that?
Green Bay?
No, the Broncos back when Manning's first trip to the Super Bowl with the Broncos. Who the hell was it that just destroyed them? They only scored 8 points.
The Broncos won that.
They won the second trip to the Super Bowl, but the first time Manning took them, they lost.
Oh, yeah, who was that?
They got destroyed 40-something to 8, something like that. Who the hell was that? Oh, it's going to bug me now.
Not the Vikings.
No, it definitely wasn't the Vikings. I don't know what happened to them this year, man. I had them.
I know.
I had them winning the division.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Every season it hurts.
Another year where the Packers didn't do shit. They just handed us the division. No one expected the Bears to do what they did, but still, based on last year with Case Keenum, I don't know. Our offensive line sucks ass.
Well, and no one was expecting Raiders to give away their best defensive dude for whatever reasons, some drama.
Oh yeah, it was Seattle. 43-8.
Oh yeah,
Seattle.
Russell Wilson. I think that was their first. That was their first Super Bowl. No, their only win. Fucking Seattle.
And then Denver beat Carolina. That's after he retired.
Yeah.
I will say though, between me and you, I really did enjoy this Super Bowl. But that's because I'm a huge X's and O's guy, and I just love to see a good defensive performance.
Yeah,
I think it's a lost art form.
It would have been nice to see a little offense, especially people who are playing like at least like the DraftKings type shit.
Look, yeah, I'm not going to try and be that guy. No, there definitely should have been some more points scored. But there's a reason why and there were 16 total points scored. So
I remember.
Yeah, I would have liked to see maybe 24, 27. The Rams, win the game.
And it's not like we were going into. It's not like the Rams defense was the force that it was expected, like it was last year. They didn't do nearly as well as they performed last year, so they weren't going in and anyone expecting some dominant defensive performance. And the Patriots aren't known for their defense. It's two teams that are known for pretty damn good offenses, so everyone's expecting a high-scoring game, and then you get a defensive game. Yeah,
man. I mean, McVay. I was surprised the offense couldn't get going.
That was crazy.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, look, dude, they held New England. I mean, the defense played phenomenal. It's just, dude, I thought for real I was going to win when they missed the field goal. I'm just like, this is New England's day. But New England wasn't that phenomenal. I mean, they drove when they had to drive, but whatever.
There's better games during the regular season that were better than the Super Bowl.
That's true.
But I would say that we're never going to see this again. So it is impressive to see a team go to 9 freaking Super Bowls since.
I know.
Since 2002, or the 2001-2002 season. I mean, just think about that. Tom Brady's been in 9 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I know. What was that stat that I told you, Sarge, about the Patriots, and they always get a first week bye during the playoffs?
Well, yeah, they play in such a crappy division.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was 8 out of 9 years or something.
Always. There's nobody that's going to compete with that. I mean, they will lose to Miami at least once for some reason.
Yeah.
But they're going to beat the Jets twice, and they're going to beat the Bills twice. They don't. I don't know, man. But then just to see, it is. We'll never see this again. I just think it's the era of football, though. I don't think that they could go to 9 Super Bowls in the 80s or 90s. I don't think that would have happened.
It's really different. Yeah. I'm kind of excited to see what the Browns are going to do next season. What they're going to be like.
I know.
Compared to what they were a couple years ago?
They're going to win the division.
I would not be surprised. It just goes to show how much a team can turn around after. I mean, it's taken a long time, but
don't count out the Ravens, though.
Yeah, that too. But
they're trading Flacco now, right? I forgot who.
Flacco went to the Broncos, so Lamar Jackson, that's his team now.
Oh shit!
All his the keys to the ride.
All these young quarterbacks, man, too.
And he's gonna throw for like 2,500 yards and 12 touchdowns. He's gonna rush for like 10 touchdowns.
Not more than Mahomes.
And he's gonna run for like 1,100 yards.
Not more than Mahomes.
That's gonna be
crazy too. How and then the Browns signed Kareem Hunt, which you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't think the Browns have anything to lose on that deal.
Not really. No. They got him for nothing, right?
They got him for nothing, and if Dallas signed Kareem Hunt, then there would be huge publicity, bad publicity for the Cowboys or any other team. But since it's the Browns, the Browns could sign Jeffrey Dahmer, and everybody would be like, okay, well, the Browns, they need the help.
He did serve his time.
It's okay.
He's been in prison for 40 years. Okay, he served his debt to society.
But he's a great quarterback. They need the help.
Oh, shit.
He hasn't eaten anybody in decades.
No.
Kareem Hunt, if the NFL, decides that they're going to punish him, which, again, he actually kicked the girl, but,
You know what?
I guess she was dropping N-bombs on him or something.
Yeah,
but
you know what?
It's weird.
And I'm sure we're going to get people...
he's at least got to get 6 games. And then, at least.
Uh-huh.
That's what they gave Ezekiel. And Ezekiel was found wasn't even charged, and he was in college, and they gave him 6 games of suspension. So...
Yeah. Well, and then you think about Josh Gordon and how he came back, and he was like, okay, he made a few like good plays, and then out again for
that dude's crazy. That dude's lost his fucking mind.
You came back,
he's
you had a
crazy
chance,
person.
and obviously he's sick or whatever. But like, what? It makes you like. I'm sure Patriots pissed off. Like, okay, why did we even do that? You keep Tom Brady.
Josh Gordon listens to this. Josh Gordon listens to the show. Careful.
Well, sorry, Josh. I hope you're doing well.
But he's a crazy person.
But we tend to forget. I mean, with the obvious exception of beating on women. But, they're still kids, some of these guys.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I know. Well, that video, I saw the video.
They're kids with a lot of money.
I saw the video of Kareem Hunt, and it was a pretty minor looking situation. Obviously, there was like a tussle and stuff, and he like pushed one guy. But that girl that claimed she got beat up or whatever, he kicked at her. I didn't see her actually like kick anybody. You know what I mean?
But wasn't she kept calling the N-word?
Well, there was no sound. There was no sound on the video.
There was like a finger waving in the air.
But yeah, she was
pointing.
up in his grill. Obviously you could tell she wasn't singing to him or anything. She was saying some shit.
Well, it's just crazy how far social media has taken even sports. Like, so there's the latest, the Kareem Hunt, and then before that, maybe the biggest scandal was like the Brett Favre dick pic on the cell phone, the flip phone.
Well, he was just having fun.
Well,
he was just having
but
fun.
that was a whole thing.
He was just
thing.
having, yeah.
But then you look at like the old, what's that one show, the NFL, that they have the different stories on Netflix you can watch.
NFL Timeline?
Yes. And
Yeah,
you
that's
look back at like when the Saints, after Katrina coming back and that whole thing, like,
I'm just saying,
it's just so different. It
I'm
changes.
just saying there's a difference between Ray Rice, like straight haymakering his fiance in the elevator, and Kareem Hunt kicking at a woman, he was kicking at her, like kicking her away kind of thing. He didn't connect. He didn't knock her out. I'm not saying like, good job, dude, like keep doing that. Continue to do things like that. Get yourself in those shitty situations. No, but it's not as crazy as a situation as we see in some of these other dudes.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
Based on the video, if there wasn't any video, who knows?
Well, yeah, and think about ones that haven't been caught on
video. It's still a woman, and that's just like, in other words, if it was a white dude doing that, or nobody would care. If it was a dude in general, but if it was a white guy dropping N-bombs and he punched him in the face, he'd be applauded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when it's a girl, it's just off limits. I mean, you got to be.
So what if
you gotta have
there's
more control?
What if there's a video of a chick beating the shit out of a dude? Then what happens?
You go, girl.
Well,
no, I'm not saying right, but that's
I think you should. If a girl's punching on somebody, I mean, look, if you're feeling threatened, I mean, look, a woman could stab a dude. It does, if you really feel that way. But whatever. It's just as a guy, you got to have constraint.
Yeah. A lot of times, these tiny little women are the scrappiest ones. The ones that are like the Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
The ones that have all this bark, but they're half your size. Those are the ones that are loudest. And so most of the time they're punching you, swinging at you, whatnot. There's no need to haymaker them and knock them out cold. You could probably wrap them up in a bear hug and be able to restrain them at the very least. unless they're swinging a knife at you.
Or just put like in the cartoons.
Yeah, if they're just swinging fists,
keep swinging.
If all they're swinging at you is fists, there's no need to knock them the fuck out. No need whatsoever.
But again, and then, like for Kareem Hunt to sign with Cleveland, I think Cleveland, it depends on how the NFL is going to rule on it. And if they rule against Kareem Hunt and they suspend him indefinitely, then Cleveland loses nothing. And if they don't suspend him, then they just gained one of the best players for $1 million, for a season. So, anyways, if depending on how everybody rules on that, because again, if anything we haven't learned is you you can't just rush to judge nowadays. And then it's just been over and over again in the media and on social media, and you know, where people are just ended up being wrong.
It's fun to be pissed off.
But,
Well, yeah, most people show their
These days.
And, you know, God forbid you just let it play out. You know what I'm saying?
I wake up every day and I just look for something like, what can I get pissed off about today? Whose day can I fucking ruin?
Well, the worst were those little fucking white kids at the thing with the drummers and the black Israelites, and you had all these celebrities telling out they need to get punched in the face, and all this crazy shit going on with these kids, you know? And then it comes out that the whole thing didn't even happen.
Yeah. Nope.
It's nuts.
I know. This podcast
That's why I don't even get involved, man. I just stick with sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Good way to do it.
Just fucking play football.
You know what I mean? I think it's all, I know it's a hacky thing to say, but it's all bullshit anyways. I just get amped up over point spreads.
So what's your favorite sport to bet?
Oh,
could
football,
pick any.
hands down.
Okay.
Oh, football.
And then second favorite? Horse racing?
The ponies?
Do you ever pony bet?
Ponies?
Ponies?
Oh, you mean bet the races?
Yeah.
Go to the horse track? Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. I used to go all the time. I used to go to the Greyhounds. Well, it's all the same. I used to bet highlight, go to the Greyhounds, and the harness racing as well.
Oh.
But yeah, I'd go to the track.
Track's fun.
Yeah, the Santa Anita is beautiful, man.
I've been there. I've been there once.
Which
for
one?
races. Santa Anita.
Santa Anita, that's the track?
Yep.
We got
Listen, that is a great date. That's a great date.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. Like, you take a girl to the Santa Anita for the races. You could sit up in the box. You can have lunch on a beautiful day and watch the horse races. You can bet. You don't have to bet crazy. Bet a horse to show. Doesn't matter. It's just exciting.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can, a lot of times we go to the track here in the Twin Cities at Canterbury Downs, and we'll bet, we'll bet what, maybe 3-4 races, spend the day, have some drinks.
$2 on number 3 to show.
And a lot of times, most of the time, we're not betting a ton of money. We're betting, a couple $1 bets here and there and whatnot, but we win enough money to like pay for the day. You got free entertainment for the day.
We grab a cocktail, get right up to the finish line where you can like get dust on your face, and then see if your ticket won and it didn't. You just shred it and like stomp on it.
Frenzy flashes the horses. I don't know why you do that every fucking time.
Well, I try to do it before the race so they know, like, I got my eye on you.
Yeah, but they need to focus on the race, and you keep showing them your tits.
You got your Lasix ready to go for the first time.
No, the horses need to focus on what they're doing, and the jockeys especially need to focus on what they're doing. They don't need to be worrying about your tits while they're trying to win a race.
If they have Lasix, though, that's like the diuretic.
Yeah, they can see your boobies better.
Okay. Let's stop.
What does that have to do with anything?
It's cold.
Yeah, and it's cold.
Mm-hmm. I have been to the horse races once where one of them fell and they brought out the horse ambulance.
Oh, shit.
And it was like towards the end of a great night, like the sun was setting. It was beautiful in the summertime. And then I just was like, okay, now I'm going to cry because I'm going to see this horse being taken away.
They don't like kill him right on the track, do they?
Sometimes.
How fucked up would that be?
They do. They did in that one. They didn't, like the one Kentucky Derby, that one horse. Or I don't know if it was the Kentucky Derby or the Downs or the other one. What are the three?
They don't like. They just like give them.
What, the Triple Crown?
Yeah, it's Kentucky Derby, right?
Right.
Churchill Downs.
Yeah, it's the Triple Crown is what's the one in New York?
Oh, I used to know this. I used to bet on them every time at
it's a flop. It's a
flop at the restaurant.
Kentucky Derby.
Churchill.
Churchill Downs is like a location, I think. I don't think it's a
Winston
race.
Churchill. It's Winston Churchill.
It's Winston Churchill.
Yeah, Winston Churchill. Okay.
Yeah.
No,
it's just Winston Churchill.
The Preakness. The Preakness Stakes, right?
Yep.
But is that what?
Belmont and the Belmont Stakes.
Yeah.
So Belmont Stakes, Preakness, and Kentucky Derby. Yeah.
And Winston Churchill.
Churchill Downs is where they hold
Winston
one
Churchill.
of them.
Winston Churchill is the most prestigious race of the entire year.
You guys, Churchill Downs is where they host one of the races.
I know. We're talking about Winston Churchill, the race. Race. Is it a track or a race?
Oh, jeez. It's in Kentucky.
Winston Churchill?
No.
Oh. Whatever.
Kentucky.
We just
okay,
had
the
a
fucking
Triple Crown winner this year or last year. It was Justify won the Triple Crown.
Kentucky Derby is held at Churchill Downs. FYI.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, no.
Wait, Winston Churchill? What happened?
He's from
the NFL?
He's from Kentucky.
Oh, Winston Churchill. Okay, now
he plays for Kansas City.
Winston Churchill, yeah.
He's the commissioner.
The last one was 2018 Justify, and before that 2015 American
was
Pharaoh.
the American Pharaoh, I believe, in 15. And before that, you didn't have a horse Triple Crown winner until the 70s, I think.
78.
It was like Seattle Slew.
Seattle Sioux was 77 and Affirmed was 78.
Affirmed, yeah. It was, and then their Secretariat was like in the early 70s.
Yep. There's War Admiral in 37. Sir Barton in 1919. Holy cow.
Well, if you think about how difficult it was, I think like the last one Triple Crown winner before the Secretariat was in either the early 50s or late 40s. And then for like 20-something years, you didn't have one.
I know, it's nuts.
And then the last one was like in 78 was Affirmed. And then you didn't have one again until 2015. It's very difficult to do.
I can't imagine. I mean, how can you expect a horse to win 3 in a row like that? Like huge ones and doing all this stuff and practicing in between.
Because you spend a lot of money on it.
I know,
better
but
fucking win.
But it's an amazing feat for an animal. I
gotta sell that jizz.
Go through all that. Well, their jizz is going to sell for tons of money. For them
to be a stud, just to
they get to fuck
bring
all
one
day.
to you, you quit, they feed you, and you sleep.
Yeah,
it's a great life.
Win 3 races, and you get to just fuck for the rest of your life.
I don't think they actually get to fuck.
Trot around a pasture and
get taken care of.
Eat oats and stuff, right? Oats, the best oats for you, dude.
Hopefully,
you get the best oats. You get Quaker oats, corn. I'll bake you a fucking cake, and then you get to fuck all day. Just win these 3 races, please.
It's crazy to me that people, I mean, obviously people are passionate about horse racing because they spend the money on the horses, but that's insanity.
I just want just one vial of one of those horses' jizz. What do you think that would be worth?
Depends on which one.
Shit ton of money, man.
Couple, like, $250,000, couple $100,000.
It's a lot of money, dude.
So it doesn't fucking matter what the number is. It's a lot of fucking money.
Let's go jerk off some horses.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Instead of cow tipping, you go jack off.
Has that ever happened? Has a dude ever tried to sneak into one of those stables and jerk off one of those prize-winning horses?
It's a black market.
I wouldn't know.
Black market jizz that made the news.
Real talk.
It's time for some real talk.
Uh-oh.
We have a few questions from listeners, and actually a couple from people that you know. First question comes from one of our listeners. This is from Ben Fellows. He wants to know, what does this say? Oh, okay. So when you take a shit, do you stand up to wipe, or do you remain seated when you wipe?
Yeah, I don't even know, man. I think I turn to the side. I sit down and do it.
But
so you can look at it, but
like
make
lift,
sure it's healthy.
But lift one cheek kind of thing.
I actually have a bidet. I don't really.
Lucky fuck.
I'm an aristocrat.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I don't know how you peasants shit, but I have a bidet.
Someone actually shoots for me.
He forgot his roots.
I'm a gentleman.
The gentleman. Okay. This one is from Sam Tripoli. He wants to know. He wants to know if he opened your eyes to conspiracies.
Absolutely, he did.
He did. What did it?
Me and him, we did a cross podcast together, and there's one thing, not to get into it, but we started talking about conspiracies. And then I went home and sat on it for a while, and I started going onto the internet. And yeah, he opened my eyes big time.
Dude, it's hard. We love Sam Tripoli. He's a good friend, but and we're not like necessarily into the whole conspiracy thing. There's plenty of things that we're like, wait a minute, doesn't add up.
I not all of it, but a good amount.
But I love hearing him talk about it.
Oh my God.
Because he's like so passionate about it and like animated about it. And he's like, think about it. And you're like, okay, I will. Okay.
He's been on our show like 4 times, and he'll start going off on something, some subject, and I'll just be sitting there almost in a daze just listening to the dude rant, and I'll forget that he'll stop talking, like he's waiting for a response, and I'm still like processing what he just fucking said. But that's
so he's the best, man. I mean, me and him have been friends I would say he's one of my closest friends in the business. And awesome. It's crazy because as you grow and you hit the road and you get your own career, you get your own stuff going on, you tend to not, you're on your own now. But me and him used to tour together a lot. We used to do shows together a lot. We used to wait in line at the Laugh Factory together. He was one of the first guys that I met when I moved in '99 to LA.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's a fucking good dude, without a doubt.
He's a solid kid, man. He's solid.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't imagine you two running around in '99.
Oh, man, yeah.
2000.
Back when Tripoli
like
was
brothers,
doing
but,
crazy shit.
We argue over everything. We used to.
That does not surprise me. It's funny.
Let's see.
You guys are super cute.
This one's from Eddie Ift.
Of course.
He wants to know, where is the best place to get gelato in Agora Hills?
Carrera's. I took him over there. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, Carrera's. No. What's the name of the place? Shoot. I took him there. It's phenomenal. Hold on. Let me think. I can name the horses in the 70s, but I can't.
I know.
I can't think of the gelato place in Agora Hills. Hold on. Keep going. Ask me another one. It'll come to me.
Let's see. This one.
Here,
Tifa,
I'll find
Tifa. T-I-F-A. Tifa.
Okay.
Tifa gelato.
I'll find it for you.
Tifa. She's looking it up.
I'm going to have to go back in the kitchen. Hold on. Let me get back in the kitchen by my computer. You guys are throwing heat at me right now.
Yeah. This is it. You're right.
All right.
Tifa.
It's phenomenal gelato. It's phenomenal. But the best ice cream I've ever had, it's frozen custard, and it's in Ohio, and it's Strickland's. Ohio has some of the best restaurants on the planet. The Cleveland area is unbelievable.
Really?
They all sound random, like they're not chains really, but they're kind of just more local in Ohio. They're not really spread out very far, seems like.
Yeah, the whatchamacallit is Swenson's is one of my favorites.
So what's your favorite thing to eat there? Strickland's, okay. What's your favorite thing to eat there? Ice cream or like burgers?
We have Culver's.
Well, Culver's is in Chicago, right?
We're in Minnesota. We got Culver's.
That's the one with the butter?
The butter burger. The butter burger.
Yeah, butter burger.
That's phenomenal. That burger's phenomenal.
Fuck
you guys also have the Lucy ones, right? What are they called?
Juicy Lucy.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, they're so good.
Those are strong too. But I would say the butter burger and the Swenson's burger it's close. It's close, and they both better than In-N-Out. But I love In-N-Out.
Whoa. Really?
So you like the girdle top cooked burger versus a grilled burger, like where it's on the flat top?
Well, it depends on what they dress it up with. Like Swenson's is on a flat, and it's phenomenal. But like if I'm cooking them, I cook them on the grill.
Right.
I still didn't get to eat at the fucking In-N-Out burger. When we went to California, I'm still furious that I did not get to eat at In-N-Out. And I know it's not anybody's fault except
it's not
fucking traffic.
Yeah, we'll go back and you can try it.
Well, listen, pound for pound, when you're going for a double animal style for the price, and overall, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's in the top 5.
Yeah.
But at Swenson's, you pull up old school. They come to the car, and they have this relish on the burger. That's phenomenal. It's really good, man. I'm saying there's two places I like to. There was the original Juicy Lucy one, and then there was another one that was a knockoff one.
Matt's? So you went to Matt's Bar?
I think so. It was a version of theirs.
And then 5-8 Club? Or Blue Door Pub?
I'm in Minnesota. When's the last time you were in Minnesota?
It's been like 2 years. 3 years, maybe.
Where are you at? House Comedy?
You know what? I like St. Paul's, man. St. Paul's is pretty cool.
Yeah?
I'm not saying I don't like downtown Minnesota, but St. Paul's is pretty cool.
Yeah, Minneapolis is too big. And the Mall of America House of Comedy, is that where you were at? Were you 2 years ago? Yeah, that's like suburb weirdness too. St. Paul is cool though.
Oh, yeah, they have a good some Italian restaurants down there that were pretty good.
Did you go to Casetta's?
God, you know what? I went. I couldn't tell you. It was really good.
Was it like more deli style, or you could order at a counter or sit down?
No, it was a sit down place I went to.
Okay, then it wasn't Casetta's.
And then Tom Bernard took me to a Italian deli that was really good.
Oh, nice.
Next time you come to Twin Cities to shows, this woman right here definitely knows the best places to eat in the Twin Cities.
Well, I work in the restaurant industry for like 25 years, so it's my thing.
I'll take you to some good places.
Dude, I'm down.
Sweet.
Let's see. We got who's this? I think is this from Tripoli too? Wants to know about the La Jolla Comedy Store brawl.
La Jolla?
La Jolla. Oh, we call it La Jolla.
We call it La Jolla.
That's right. I honestly forget that it's actually La Jolla.
I know. It's because I'm from Minnesota.
I mean, Sam was on stage and then absolutely annihilating. And I'm not saying this because he's my best friend and I love him, but he's one of those comics that takes so many risks on stage. Like I've seen him get booed as many times as I've seen him get a standing ovation. I mean, just destroy your room.
Yeah.
This kid will go in 200%, and when he's in, he's all in.
He flame throws.
He's very, I would say he's probably arguably the best in the game doing it. And he was on fire that night. And he went in on this chick that was there with her. It was like one of those La Jolla soccer moms, like in their 30s.
Yeah.
They came for money. She was disrupting the whole show. And I mean, he just went hard. And that night, it was me, him, and I think it was Sebastian and John Caparulo. There was 4 of us on the show.
Okay.
And so we would all alternate closing and bringing up. I don't know if John was there. So, anyways, long story boring. Sammy is getting off, and he went in on this girl. Now, I had set up a camera. He had set up the camera to film his set. And I was back there, and the guys that they were with were getting angry. So the staff had asked him to leave because, Sam just annihilated them. But it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And, it was so...
I can imagine.
It was so typical Sam. Just all in. And the crowd was cheering. He was just destroying. But the guys were not happy about it. So as they're walking towards the back, he looks at the camera like it's Sam's camera. And I look at the guy, and I go, don't touch that camera. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's mine.
Oh,
but it wasn't mine. It was Sam's. So he looks at me, and I'm staring at him. I'm like, go, man, get to set. So he goes around the corner. So as we're handing off the mic, when Sam brings me up, I go to Sam. I go, don't, whatever you do, don't go back there. I think these guys are waiting for you. And Sam's like, I don't give a fuck. So from the stage, you could see the lobby. And the next thing you know, there's just a fucking brawl.
Oh, shit.
And basically, it was just, they all jumped on Sam.
How many dudes?
I just took the mic out of the stand, so I had something. I just jumped off the stage and ran into the lobby. And then there was like fucking people the bouncers were on this guy. They were kicking him.
Please tell me.
Sam's like, oh, get back up there.
Oh, I was gonna say, please tell me you beat somebody with that microphone.
No, I didn't hit anybody. I didn't need to. It was everybody. They were stomping on this guy. So. Wow. And his friend. So I just didn't even touch anybody. I just went on stage, and the whole audience was just staring at me.
Nobody was stomping on Sam, though?
Say what?
Nobody was stomping on Sam, though?
I think one of the guys may have, hit Sam first or something. But it didn't matter.
You started.
They rained on the guy.
That's funny.
Oh, shit.
That must have been intense.
Yeah, there's another time we were doing this shit gig up in Modesto, and and there was the Laker comeback game. They left the game on while Sam was on stage.
Oh, shit.
And the crowd just hated us. And Sam just was antagonizing everyone. And I'm like, dude, let's just get our money and get the fuck out of here before we end up missing.
Yeah, that's Sam, man. He knows how to get people riled up. That's for sure.
Dude, he's such a fearless comedian, bro.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons we love him. That's one of the reasons so many people love him, I think.
Well, yeah.
Dude's fearless.
It's pretty bad.
Oh, he's fearless. He's fearless. And he gives zero fucks. And,
Yup.
you know, like I said, man, I've seen him destroy every room in Hollywood. Every room.
I believe it.
Black audience, Latino audience, alt room. It didn't matter. Comedy store, Laugh Factory, it just didn't matter.
Yeah, I believe it.
Any room he went up, he goes in.
Let's see. I got into this. Is also from Tripoli, dude.
Okay. Is he our only listener?
He's our only listener. Just Tripoli, Eddie.
And we force it through his speakers in his house. Listen to it.
He supposed to send in like one question. He sent in like 4, but that's awesome because these are good. We're getting good stories. Who was a better running back, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders?
If I had who's the best pure runner, I got to go with Barry. But who's the best running back, I'm going with Emmitt.
Mm-hmm. That's what he said you'd say.
And if I'm taking the running back of all time, it's Walter Payton.
Okay. He said that you would pick Emmitt Smith. Is that because you're a Dallas Cowboys fan?
No, not because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Why are you a Dallas Cowboys fan?
Yeah, why?
Emmitt Smith is the dude. What he could do. I mean, it's not a coincidence. He was the State of Florida's all-time leading rusher, University of Florida all-time leading rusher, the NFL's all-time leading rusher. It's not a coincidence that he rushed for 976 yards at the end of his career behind the Arizona offensive line while missing like 2 or 3 games that season.
Look what Barry did. Barry quit though in his prime.
It doesn't matter. It's a different style of runner.
Yeah,
we're talking about a running back. You're talking about a guy that when you're in the 20, you know is going to get in the end zone. A guy that runs north and south. Look, Barry is, like I said, is the best pure runner of all time, but I don't put him as the best running back. The best running back of all time is Walter Payton. Walter Payton's probably the best all-around football player ever.
He was like a prototypical. He was a big guy, wasn't he? He was well over.
He wasn't that. No, Walter wasn't that big, man. But he would still run you over. He would outrun you, make you miss, run you over. I'll tell you what. YouTube a Barry Sanders one-handed catch with on the sideline. So show me a Barry Sanders. They used to have plays with Walter Payton as the quarterback, and I don't mean a running out on a 10-yard, 20-yard. He's in the pocket throwing 30, 40 yards on a rope. He's legit, man. He's the best ever.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, I don't know if I would. It's hard to choose who I think is all time the greatest. I mean, he's definitely, in my opinion, right up there, if not the best. But Barry Sanders, man, he quit in his prime. I don't know what kind of receiving, how good those guys were in the receiving game, Barry Sanders or Emmitt Smith. I don't remember what kind of receiving numbers those dudes had.
Well, it depends. A lot of Barry's catches were behind the line of scrimmage or on screens.
Yeah.
So that was count. Now, again, people make the mistake. Barry had a good offensive line. They just had a offensive scheme. They ran a run and shoot, which was it's not the most. It was perfect. It's a perfect offense for him.
That's funny.
For his type of running.
It's funny too
like
because
I said, he's the best pure runner ever. I mean, the guy. It's like you could shoot him out of a gun. He could just go from 0 to 60.
Yeah, because at that time, remember when Emmitt Smith came into the league, he was considered too small to be an NFL running back.
Which is crazy.
Well, I mean, you're talking about in that era? Or
in that era.
I mean, like Tony, yeah, I'm saying, Tony Dorsett wasn't that big. He was faster probably than everybody. If you ever, it's one of the quickest running backs you've ever seen play. Gale Ferris was another one. I mean, it's such a hard thing to say who's the best, but if you're talking about a position, What are they bringing? Like Dan Marino was the best pure passer of all time, but he couldn't run out of the pocket. He's not Joe Montana. Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
Hands down, in my opinion. And I hate Joe Montana. He ruined my childhood worse than my father did.
You know who I think was overrated? I think Troy Aikman was overrated.
Oh, stop.
Come on.
You have no good how he's underrated. The guy won 3 Super Bowls. He's the most accurate quarterback in postseason play. He's the most mobile quarterback of his generation. He just chose to stay in the pocket. He's extremely, for you to say that, a 3-time Super Bowl winner makes you know he's not overrated.
Yeah, but he had an amazing team around him. He was like Alex Smith with a great team around him. Troy Aikman, he's like that's about how good he was.
Are you nuts?
No, he just better
He had an amazing team around him. A killer offensive line, good defense.
There was a reason why I had a starter jacket and mine was the Dallas Cowboys.
Because they won. Yeah.
Sorry. First of all, let's get something straight. They were 1-15 his first year. And another thing you don't know, that offensive line most of them were drafted by Tom Landry, not Jimmy Johnson. So when Troy Aikman came in, Jimmy Johnson had every intention of building the team around him. In fact, Jimmy tried to recruit him. A lot of people don't know, or Troy Aikman actually played at Oklahoma first because he ran the wishbone and he didn't want to be a mobile running quarterback, so he transferred to UCLA. Jimmy Johnson knew what he was getting. He built that team around Aikman. The only receiver really was Michael Irvin, was still drafted by Tom Landry. He wasn't drafted by Jimmy Johnson. And then it wasn't until Emmett came in that was the final piece. And I think Larry Allen and Eric Williams only played 2 seasons together, or 1 season, 1 or 2.
I look at his...
Stepnowski, Gogan, Tuinei, they were all there. Newton, they were all there with Landry. And then Stepnowski came, I think, the same year Emmett came.
I look at Troy Aikman's numbers, and they are really unimpressive.
Well, you're talking about You're talking about an offense that Ernie Zampese ran that had the number 1 passer in the NFL, the number 1 receiver, number 3 receiver, and number 4 receiver. Okay, and the number 1 running back, and they ran almost a 50-50 balanced offense. That is never. Do you understand how perfect that machine is?
Do you know what the most amount of touchdowns Troy Aikman's thrown in a season in his career?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
He's saying that they don't need the quarterback to carry their team. They can all work actually as a team because they have the best people in the best positions to make them win.
But why is he considered so good?
Well, because you're the leader of the team. You're the quarterback, aren't you?
Could he have carried the team? Could he have, if they were a pass-first type offense, could he have thrown for 40 touchdowns?
He didn't need to. Balanced. Look at the statistics for their Super Bowl. Look at the NFL leaders for the 92-93 Super Bowl year. Dallas was such a complete team. They had the number 1 defense in the NFL, and not one player made it to the Pro Bowl.
Really? Holy shit!
Yeah.
Weird.
Holy shit!
92-93.
Wow.
It's kind of like when somebody gets a good drink and they're like, "I can't taste the alcohol," and they think it's a bad drink.
Yeah.
That's the sign of a great team.
Yeah. I get you, a balanced team.
The resurrection of the Cowboys.
Look at Troy Aikman's accuracy in postseason. Put in the most accurate quarterback in postseason play.
Hold on.
Highest QB rating. You're there if you're looking.
Highest postseason?
Yeah.
Let's see. Highest QB rating or pass percentage? Completion percentage.
Oh, look up QB rating in postseason play.
Drew Brees.
That makes sense.
74.4% completion rate.
For QB rating, it's Aaron Rodgers, 103.1. Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, then Tom Brady. Let's see where...
in postseason play?
Postseason play. Let me see where Aikman's at. Is Aikman even on the list?
He just did a bunch of articles.
Yeah, he's number 16.
NFL's most accurate quarterbacks, but not in postseason.
I don't even see. Where's Aikman? He's not 16 on this list.
He's number 16. Where are you looking?
I'm on Pro Football Reference for and I'm looking up passer rating. Oh no, this is the regular season. Sorry.
Yeah.
It doesn't show. Okay, it's not
Here, I'll
showing.
pull it up for you.
How do you pull up the playoffs?
I'm sure this is exciting for your listeners.
I know, right?
This is the football part that everyone hates.
Aikman didn't even have.
By the way,
I'm just going to look up.
here's a stat for you. Joe Montana never threw an interception in a Super Bowl.
What?
Wow, and he's been to a bunch. What did he go to, 3?
No, he's been to 4.
4? Okay. Aikman's number 59 in career passer rating. That's not playoffs.
Right. It's postseason. We're talking about postseason.
It doesn't even give me the option for postseason. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it here either.
I'm gonna have to cut all this shit out.
I'm just going to have to add it on Wikipedia so you guys shut up.
Cut this out. I'll look it up for you. Just cut this out right now. So John Elway's number 10. Otto Graham's 9.
He also won the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award in '97.
Aikman did?
Yep.
That was like near the end of his career.
3-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP, 6-time Pro Bowler, Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor, and some other stuff.
Yeah, he made up 6 Pro Bowls, and his stats, he just never put up. His stats in the regular season were never that great. I think the most touchdowns he threw in a season was like 24. He barely ever.
Well, his postseason statistics is 23 touchdowns, 17 interceptions.
Yes, he threw a lot of picks too.
He's 11-5 in his postseason record.
That's pretty good.
Just cut this out.
But he did, yeah. He did throw a lot of picks though too. All right, whatever. I just wanted you to convince me that Troy Aikman wasn't overrated.
Well, nobody puts him in the top. Nobody puts him in the top 5.
I'm still on the fence. So what do you got coming up? All right,
Troy.
What do you got?
Yeah, you need to cut off.
I know, right? What do you got? What do you got coming up? Are you on the road a lot lately?
Where are you going next?
Hold on.
Huh?
I want to pull up something on Aikman.
We're trying to get off this subject. You won't let it go. I want him to convince me, though. I want him to give me some stat where I'm like, you know what, you're fucking right.
If you had said, "I want you to wanted you to convince me," he would have like not give a shit. But now it's like, okay.
It's like I challenged him. It's a challenge.
Well, no, I gotta.
I challenge you to a Troy Aikman duel.
Fuck you. You think Troy Aikman's overrated?
They got him in as the top 10 Super Bowl quarterbacks of all time. He's number 5.
What's he's been to?
Kurt Warner's 4. Bradshaw's 3. Brady's 2, and Montana's 1. So think about that.
Like all those.
This is on. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, all those guys have been, Aikman, and it helps that he's been to what, 5 Super Bowls?
4.
Who? Aikman? He's been to 3.
3?
Yeah, 3.
Oh,
he
3.
won 3 and then was MVP of 1, right? Out of the 3.
Yeah, he's 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MVP of 1.
All right, whatever. Troy Aikman's the greatest.
No, I'm not saying he is. I said Joe Montana is. And you know what's so funny, too, is because everybody talks about Tom Brady's the most decorated quarterback.
Right.
Obviously.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean. I mean, he's playing a different game than Joe Montana had to play, and even Aikman. I mean, if you think about, first of all, the NFC East in the '90s, from '90 to '96, had 5 out of the 6 Super Bowl winners were all from the NFC East: the Giants, the Redskins, and the Cowboys.
Jesus.
Okay, they had one of the toughest divisions at that time with some of the best teams of that era, and Dallas still was winning the division. Not to mention they had to play the fucking Niners, Steve Young Niners, and the Montana Niners. It's just a different game. Like the receivers, you can't touch the receivers now. I mean, Jesus, Brady. There was the wasp against the Chargers. They called it roughing the passer.
I know.
You know. Anyways, yeah. So getting back to the point about Troy Aikman, I hope you cut a lot of that stuff out.
I'm gonna have to.
Troy Aikman.
So yeah, we like talking about this shit. At least we get to enjoy it. You know?
Well, let's talk about what do you want to talk about with your listeners? What do they like to talk about?
Fucking, they like hearing crazy shit that, stories from fucking the road. We know a dude like you has plenty of stories, obviously, but
What you got going on coming up so they can come check you out if they're nearby?
Yeah, are you on the road a lot lately? You're fucking acting. You're in that Cobra Kai show. You've
Yeah, I not that I took some time off the road. I gotta look at my schedule real quick. I haven't even looked at it. Because I was filming that show in Vegas the past 10 weeks.
Oh, really? 10 weeks straight?
Yeah, we did it once a week. We just took a little break right now before March Madness.
Nice.
Were you just staying out there the whole time then, or were you just traveling back and forth?
Yeah, I'll fly in and then I fly out.
Okay.
Let's see. I was in the DC. Okay, April. I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts, April 4th through the 6th at War, which is the MVM Springfield.
Okay.
And that's all I got right now. I'm at the La Jolla Comedy Store.
In August.
La Jolla.
I don't even know where I'm at. July 26th. I know I have a couple more dates. I'm trying to find around, and I got all statistics on my screen.
I know, right? We talked about football for 2 hours.
That's what happens when you're on our podcast. Well, you have a website.
July 26th to 28th, I'll be in San Diego. And then April, I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts.
All right, there you go.
And that's the story. And then you can catch the DG show on the DG, Degenerate Gentleman, DGshow.com.
Is that just during the football season, or is that going...
It's all the time.
Well, we're going to start back up for March Madness coming up.
Okay. Oh, sweet. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, we got a couple weeks off, and then we'll get back into it. But it's been a long 10 weeks. So when we started, it was right before the play. Let's see, it was like almost mid-season. So yeah, it's been pretty, flying back and forth. We just had Christmas off.
The draft will
so
be
it was 1
part
week
of that.
off, and then going back and forth.
The draft will be part of it too, I would think, right? During the March
absolutely.
Madness thing.
We're all wondering who's going to go first.
We're gonna have to have Bret on our sports podcast because we can't help talking about fucking sports.
We should.
This isn't a sports podcast, but we keep fucking talking about sports, and we can't help it because we all love sports. But this is not a sports podcast.
No, we have a fantasy football podcast.
Yeah.
Now, would it be odd if I told you I don't play fantasy football?
That's freaking weird.
That is kind of odd. But,
yeah, I don't play.
Why?
But you're more. I think you're more of a. I mean, you're a pretty.
Gambler.
You're a straight up gambler. You're more like the fantasy footballers were peasants in the gambling world.
But you don't do DraftKings or FanDuel or any of the football betting
no,
stuff?
he's betting real money on real teams.
I played before, but it's just not my thing.
All right. Well, next time you should tell me who you're picking, and then I'll play DraftKings or FanDuel, and I'll go halvesies with you on our winnings.
I can do that.
Win $1 million.
I'm just curious about, with Arizona. Well, I mean, following the draft, because he said the coach said he would draft Kyler Murray, right? Mm-hmm. But then where does that do with what's his name, Drew Rosen, whatever the quarterback? What's the kid's name?
Josh Rosen. Rosen. Yeah.
Who the hell's Drew Rosen? Oh, that was
Drew Brees.
Drew Stanton used to be Cardinals.
That dude showed some amazing abilities and promise, and then he gets freaking hurt. Poor kid.
Rosen, I don't know. I don't think he had that great of a year.
Because he got hurt.
He did, but it was his first year, and the Cardinals put a lot into that kid. But if they draft Murray, then you'd have to trade him. I mean, right now, I think people are projecting that Arizona would take Nick Bosa.
Yeah.
And then in my opinion, the first quarterback to go, if it's not Murray, would be Haskins. from Ohio State.
Yeah, it's
The Ohio
I
State.
don't know if it's hard to tell if Arizona's if they're gonna bank on this Rosen kid or not, because he was. I mean, they had high hopes for this kid.
And Fitz signed on for another year. Remember, I was
Beautiful.
wondering if he was going to.
That's
It was a while
awesome.
ago, but
That's awesome.
I like Fitzy.
Fitzdog.
What are the Vikings are going to take? What do you guys need?
Offensive line.
Offensive line,
We
like
need
a whole one?
an entire offensive line. Yeah,
Fuck.
we really do.
Yeah,
It's
you
bad.
you need offensive line. I don't know what the hell happened to your team.
I know. Well, we have like one hell of a defense. We've got, two of the best wide receivers in the league. We've got a good damn quarterback in Kirk Cousins. The guy threw 30 touchdowns, over 4,000 yards, only 10 picks, and we've got a good running game. Delvin Cook, if he's healthy, and Latavius Murray, that's a pretty damn good combo.
But our running game didn't even
But
exist until
Kirk-
week 6. They
Right.
didn't even try it.
But Kirk Cousins is on the run constantly. The dude is constantly just fucking running for his life.
He gets paid $80 million to run away and play tag.
Yeah, $80 million to fucking run
Play
away
tag.
from dudes. Run! Yeah. He's constantly
Dude,
just...
it's still Kirk Cousins.
He's not that... No, Kirk, come on. I know he's not... He's probably not worth $84 million, but that's just what the market is these days. And
I'll tell you though, he's not that bad.
He just gets spooked.
You know?
It's like he psychs himself out. Like
He's
there's
not-
been games where Thielen was playing and Diggs wasn't.
he's not
And-
super tall.
No.
There's a lot of passes that got batted down this year because he's not that tall. I think is he barely 6 foot, if that?
Yeah, and that leapfrog fucking play from the
6'3". What are you
Seahawks.
talking about?
No, he's not 6'3".
Yes, he is.
No fucking way.
What about that?
I'm looking at
Look it up.
That
Google it. I guarantee you he's 6'3".
No, really?
The Seahawks
Kirk Cousins
leapfrogs.
height. God damn it! It says he's 6'3". How is that possible?
Well,
Who's your other guy? Is Simeon, right? Is the other guy?
Yeah,
Trevor Siemian
Trevor.
he used to play for the Broncos. Was a backup. Played the season before. We haven't had to see him.
How is that? Like Tom Brady, it says is only 6'4".
That's tall. 6'4" is not like a normal size.
Yeah, I know, but Tom Brady looks really tall. I'm 6'2", and Tom Brady looks like he would tower over me.
Well, when did you see him in person last?
I'm almost positive he's like 6'3".
That's what it says here. Yeah, you're right. It says he's 6'3". But he had a lot of passes batted down. They were talking about how he can't see over the line as well as there's a lot of other quarterbacks. 6'3" is not that short.
Well, that's when what's his nuts from
The only reason
Seattle.
why I know that is we were talking about that. Somebody brought that up about Kirk Cousins being 6'3". Like in another conversation, obviously, not this one. Before this one, that's how I remember.
Oh, okay, good. I was gonna say I don't remember that. I don't know. I'd still regret that we paid that much, but
I mean, that's a lot. That's $84 million is a lot of money.
it's obviously better than Case Keenum, but still. Could have used some of that money for an O-line because we've needed an O-line for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But just give
You have
some.
legit receivers, dude.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
We need one more though. We need a decent slot
We need to get rid of
receiver.
Lacron Treadwell.
Lacron.
Lacron Treadwell.
Lacron.
You have a solid tight end.
Oh yeah, Rudolph.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is phenomenal.
Fuck yeah, Thielen.
Don't forget about Adam Thielen. That's my dude.
Thielen with number 19, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude knows his sports.
He's a Minnesota boy.
So I'm wondering, why are you a Cowboys fan? How did that happen?
Well, it's, I live in America. I believe in God. I hate terrorism.
Makes sense.
All right, fair enough. That's probably the best answer I've ever heard of.
He
why
likes
somebody's
assless chaps.
a fan of anything.
Actually, I'm not just saying this. Bill Burr just tweeted a clip from our show with me and Paul Verzi,
Oh, funny.
and I was explaining to Paul why I'm a Cowboys fan.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's he asked me, he's like, how are you a Cowboys fan? The story is my real father was, there was only a few teams on TV in the 70s, and I was a little kid, and Dallas was one of the 5. It was like the Cowboys, the Steelers, the Dolphins, the Rams.
I suppose those big,
the Raiders.
bigger markets.
You know, there was very few. So, my father was always rooting for the Cowboys. So things happen. My parents go their separate ways. But I figured, my father's team was Dallas's team, so I just studied them. I just figured that'd be our thing, right?
Yeah.
So, I would call him up. I'd be like, hey, Dad, we just drafted Jim Zefko. He's like, that's great. Put your mother on, right? So when Dallas lost to the Niners the first time on the catch, I called my dad crying. And I'm like, I can't believe we lost. And he's like, why are you telling me about the Cowboys all the time? And I'm like, because that's our team. He's like, I don't root for Dallas. If anything, I'm a Giants fan.
Oh, shit.
He used to bet like he was a degenerate gambler. So he would have money on the Cowboys going, let's go, come on, we got to root for Dallas.
Oh, no.
And I had no idea about gambling. I was so young. I just thought that was his team, and I had put so much into it, I just stuck with him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a crazy story. I love it.
Wow.
And you got to remember, I grew up in the 80s, so Dallas didn't win anything in the 80s. The Yankees didn't win anything in the 80s, right? The Heat were horrible in 88 when their inaugural season all the way to when we got Dwayne Wade. All of my teams didn't win, and now Dallas hasn't won in 20-something years, so I don't have to explain being a Cowboys fan. Everybody used to think I was a bandwagoner. So as a Cowboys fan, you always had that chip on your shoulder where you're like, no, I've been a fan since Danny White. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can name their whole squad almost every year.
That's
I never wavered. And then when I was a Yankee fan, the Yankees didn't win shit in the 80s. And Don Mattingly's my favorite Yankee of all time.
That's how I used to be about the NBA back in the 90s. I followed it religiously. I was a gigantic Bulls fan.
Yeah.
And
how could you not be? If you were a kid in the 90s, now the question is, are you still a Bulls fan?
No. I was a Jordan fan. That was my thing. I absolutely worship Jordan.
You couldn't not be a Jordan fan unless you played against him. Now, see, I miss those NBA days.
That's when the NBA was a lot more fun to watch. The vibe was different.
Well, you had teams. You had like legit teams. Nobody was switching.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not like that anymore.
Well, they used to have their own culture within the team had its own culture, and they actually were played together, and it wasn't like, I make this and I'm pissed, whatever.
And they still kind of had
camaraderie.
There was still rivalries, between temes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, it's unfair. It's unfair to compare Jordan to LeBron. I don't think there is a comparison. No. Again, I love LeBron. I love the more than a game. But if you ever watch that documentary, you cannot help but root for LeBron. But with that being said, in LeBron's defense, because they don't play defense, if they were allowed to play defense like Jordan, LeBron would be dominating players on the court. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They don't play defense like that anymore because they're not really allowed to.
Right.
If they were playing defense like Jordan did, LeBron would be throwing people all over the court.
Oh, I know. Jordan was not only
the defensive player of the year.
Yeah, that's the thing. Jordan was not only winning scoring titles every fucking year, he was also making like the all defensive team and winning defensive player of the year, leading the league in steals, multiple times.
It's crazy to see how
the fundamental difference between the two. Oh, go ahead, friends. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's crazy to see how the games change and evolve with different rules over the years, and then the players have to adapt to that too. And they change, and it's just interesting to see.
Is there anybody in the NBA who still wears the John Stockton shorts? So like one guy that's hanging on to him.
I hope they draft him.
I wish. If I were in the NBA, I would rock the shorts. I'd be the one dude who's desperately hanging on
socks.
to the short shorts. Why not? Fuck it, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
just like with the Jack Tripper sock.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Kurt Rambis look.
Yes.
Yeah. The fucking goggles. He had those big goggles.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
You don't root for the Timberwolves?
No, we always root for all our home teams, the Minnesota Twins, Timberwolves.
But you didn't really have an NBA team for a while, right?
No, the Timberwolves didn't come till like late, like 88, 89, 90, something like that.
Mm-hmm. We've gotten rid of the Lakers used to be the LA Lakers used to be the Minneapolis Lakers back in the day. And then the Dallas Stars used to be the Minnesota North Stars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the New York Yankees used to be here. They were the they were the Minnetonka Yankees.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Right.
And we give all the good teams, they just don't stay here, and then they go off and win a bunch of championships.
The Yankees were never in Minnesota. Come on.
We might have to fact check that, but I'm pretty sure the Yankees used to be in Minnesota.
No, they weren't.
Babe Ruth lived in St. Paul in a flat.
Yeah.
They were founded in Baltimore, Maryland, actually.
We don't have many championships that this state can claim. You know, the Vikings been there 4 times, lost every time. Twins got it twice.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you can start making shit up, man.
He does not like that comment about the Yankees.
Yeah, he's mad about that. You don't like that.
The Yankees were never from Minnesota. I get it. You want the championships, but I mean, come on.
Are you a Yankee fan? Is that your baseball team?
Yeah, it's my baseball.
Yeah, that's why you're getting so bent out of shape about me saying they're from Minnesota. The fuck
but
they were.
I should be a Mets fan. I like the Mets as well. It's just that you grow up a certain way. I mean, I'm nowhere near diehard baseball. I could tell you inside and out of football. I played the game, and I love the sport, but I'm not I'm nowhere near as diehard a football fan. My college team's the Canes. Pro team's the Cowboys, and then I don't care about it. I would rather Dallas win the Super Bowl every year than the Yankees or to win a World Series again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What position did you play when you played football?
In high school, I was a tight end, and in college, I was an outside linebacker, but more like a run support strong safety.
Okay. I figured. So you're a pretty tall guy. What are you like? You're 6 something, aren't you?
6'2".
Yeah.
I'm a little shorter than. I forgot his name. We were just talking about the quarterback.
Kirk Cousins.
Oh, Kirk Cousins.
K-Cuz.
He's 5'11".
He's
at
6.
the most.
Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I'm an inch shorter than Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins is 5'9" with fucking lifts on.
I'm 5'9". He's not at my height.
You're damn near a giant in fucking LA. In the entertainment industry, like comedy and acting and shit, you're pretty much a giant.
Yeah, there's a lot of shorties.
On average.
There's a bunch of guys bigger than me. Like Owen Smith is tall. Eric Griffin's tall. I never thought of it. Mike Young is tall.
Oh yeah, Eric Griffin was. I saw him in the beginning of your special. That was fucking hilarious.
So earlier you mentioned that you like to cook. What's your most favorite meal to cook?
The best meal I make is no, it's not necessarily my favorite, but my best is my white clam sauce.
Okay, and what do you do with that? Pasta?
Yuck.
Yeah.
What's your?
What do you say? Yuck.
I don't like clams.
You high?
What's your favorite meal to eat?
Well, to cook, I make great steaks on the grill.
Oh yeah, there we go.
There's a trick to it though. A lot of people cook it on the grill. You're not supposed to cook it on the grill.
You sear it first and then put it on the grill?
You do at a diagonal, right?
Mm-hmm. What kind of steak are we talking?
You got to go 10 to 2.
Filet?
Like if it's 10 to 2 on a clock.
What?
Right? So 150, but it would be 10 to 2.
Okay.
Right? So that means it's at an angle. Mm-hmm. You do that for about 45 seconds. Then you go the other way for 45 seconds. Right? Then you flip it over. Go back the way it was in the beginning for 45 seconds, and then go the other way for 45 seconds. Then you put it on a pan, and you stick it in the oven at about 400 degrees for about 8 minutes. And then you take it out, and you let it sit for as long as it cooked. And it's perfect.
So you grill it just to get the marks going. You're kind of searing it on the grill first and then baking it. I think that's the letting it rest part is the part that most people forget. Gotta let it rest.
Yeah, you can't, because what happens is all that, it's not blood, it's creatine that's in there, that the red juice. So it expands towards the middle. And then as you let it sit, it evens out, and it's perfect. But you got to let it sit for as long as you kept it in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And don't poke it. It drives me nuts.
Don't poke it. Yeah. Or when you grill burgers, don't smash them down with your spatula. Either. You're just letting all the juice out, drying it out.
Yeah, I hate when people do that.
It's true.
So, and you just hear it. You're like, oh, there goes all the flavor. Bye.
Enjoy your fucking
juices.
beef biscuit.
Enjoy your hockey puck.
And I also make great salmon on the grill. It's so easy, man.
Do you have like a cedar plank, or what do you just straight up grill?
No, I take tin foil, but with the dull side.
Okay.
Right? Then you olive oil the skin. You put it on the dull side. Then you just season the salmon the way you want to season it, right? And at the grill's on high, you put the tin foil with the salmon on it. You close the lid. You let it cook for about 5 minutes. You lift the lid. I put butter on it. And then I tint it and let it sit for like another 5. It's done.
Nice.
You know what's fucked up? I don't even like fish, and I'm kind of hungry for salmon right now.
But it's got to be Alaskan. Well, you guys got good fish up there, I'll tell you, man.
Yeah, walleye. Even the little panfish, like the crappies and the sunnies, you can fry, like put some breading on there and fry them. My dad has a fish fryer, and literally every family function in the summer is come over and we're gonna have a fish fry.
Yeah, I eat sunnies. People that eat sunnies all day up here, but walleyes are jam.
Like,
and then the other thing I make is a great gravy.
Or is that?
Sorry, marinara sauce.
I was gonna say, is that AK Italian for spaghetti sauce?
Well, it's actually more from Jersey. People from Jersey say a gravy.
So they call it gravy?
Debate on that. But, the way you make the meatballs, there's different styles of doing it. I do it more like a Sicilian style. With I fry the meatballs, but then I cook them in the gravy.
Do you use a razor blade to slice the garlic super thin?
I press it.
Tell me you do. What? You practiced it?
No, I press it.
Oh, you press it. Oh, you should try a razor blade sometimes. Like, I just think
she's just picturing you being in like Goodfellas or something.
I'm thinking of Godfather when they were in jail.
Was it that
was Goodfellas.
That was
or
Goodfellas
when they're when we were all in jail, but they still get to communally cook food together.
How they not?
Listen, if you're gonna use a jar sauce, okay, or out of a can, you're gonna use your tomato puree, to cook with. There's the two that I love. There's Pastene, Pastene, kitchen-ready tomatoes, which are phenomenal.
Okay.
It's a San Marzano tomato. It's not doesn't give you a lot of indigestion, or like my mom would say, agita. Like it doesn't burn you.
It's so acidic.
All the acid is out. And then 6 in 1. It's called the number 6 in 1. The number 1. You could pick that up at any Italian market. They don't have Pastene kitchen-ready tomatoes, then you got to get the 6 in 1. It's phenomenal.
Okay.
And you use that as your base.
How many cans?
Can't go wrong.
How many cans in like if you wanted to make a batch?
She's gonna try to get the whole damn recipe out of you.
It depends. If you're cooking for like 4 people, I would use at least 2 16-ounce.
Okay.
I got to think about. I don't even know how big that is. But the 6 in 1, they usually have a big can. But when you make it for like, you freeze it after you're done. So I usually make a lot. Don't overdo it though. Like a lot of people complicate it. It's simple. Just garlic, olive oil, fresh basil. It's really just using fresh ingredients. Mm-hmm. I like Italian parsley as well, but I'm not a big oregano guy.
No, me neither. Basil, I grew some basil last summer on the deck.
Oh, yeah.
And it grew like crazy.
Yeah, we had a bunch of it.
Mm-hmm.
So funny. All we talked about was sports and cooking. No comedy.
Yeah, right? What the fuck? How did that happen?
Yeah. My least favorite thing to talk about.
Off the rails.
You are, honestly though, in my opinion, you're one of the funniest fucking comedians in the country, without a doubt.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
That 2012 album, when I first started listening, I'm like, oh, this is from like 7 years ago. Like, I don't know how long he's been doing this. Like, I don't know. Maybe his best work is later on. And I listened to that shit. I'm like, oh shit. If this is this good, I can't wait to hear the shit he's put out since then. And we got to see you live, and you fucking killed. We got to see you at the Comedy Store like this last summer, and you killed.
Well, I appreciate. I mean, I've been doing it long enough. I should be doing it.
Yeah, right.
Imagine 21 years. I suck. It's still bad.
There's dudes out there that have been doing it that long or longer that still suck. Still hang on, doing the same old fucking routine for the last 2 decades.
Well, you just seem...
Telling the same jokes.
You're super funny, and you just seem super at home and comfortable doing it, which I think makes a huge difference, too.
Again, yeah, it's 21 years. Mm-hmm. You do it long enough, like, you just... I was telling my buddy the other day, I was hearing the audience laugh when someone else... but just the audience's laughter. Mm-hmm. You're like, oh God. Like, he turns you off. It's almost like when you're waiting tables and somebody comes in, you're like, oh, I hate these people.
Yeah, especially when you're closing.
When you do it long enough, you're like, I don't know, you just go up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember serving and closing at the end of the night, and you had all your shit wrapped up, like you're ready to go, and it's like, we just have 10 more minutes. Last call. Table walks in, you're like, God damn it.
Yeah, that asshole couple comes in, like, with 5 minutes, and they sit there and they have coffee.
Yep. And then they're the type that, like, if you don't help them, they're gonna, like,
I'll eat your babies.
Call and complain. Well, I felt really rushed. Well, bitch, it was 11:45 at night. Like, we close at midnight. Come on. But that happens all the time.
Dude, every time I come in, I go, I swear, because I've worked in restaurants forever, and I know what they do. Mm-hmm. And if it's 11:55 or it's 9:55 and they're about to close, I just turn around and I walk.
Oh, heck yeah.
The people in the kitchen looking as they're scrubbing their grill.
Oh, I know.
Ugh.
Dude, my manager one time, and I still don't get it, just send people home. But when I was in Tallahassee, Miami was playing Florida State, and I was working at Hooters in Tallahassee. I was a short order cook and a kitchen prep guy, you know. Mm-hmm. So the place was dead. We were gearing up for the weekend because it was going to be big college football weekend. It was a Thursday night, you know. The game was Saturday. So all of a sudden, we're like maybe 30 minutes. We're about to close. These fucking busloads of people pull in, right? And they come in and they're like, "Are you guys still open?" And it was me, the manager, and like 2 girls. And like an asshole, he's like, "Yeah, we're still open." He's like, "Come on, let's go." You know, guys, when I tell you it was a fucking disaster. I had this surrounding me, everything. He ended up comping most of the food because everything was all fucked up because we couldn't. It was like 2 busloads of people.
But he was probably
stupid.
like,
I go, "What are you doing? Why would you do that?"
Let's say his name was Greg. Fuck you, Greg. Bad call, Greg.
Was it at least helping, or was he like just sitting there like yelling, like, "You guys need to do this better"?
No, he was like, "All right, here's what we're gonna do, Brett. I'm gonna get on the grill. You get this prepped up. We're gonna get this." Like, he was like all amped up over it. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking 19. What are we doing here?
He's like, "I'm gonna get sales."
I robbed the place already. I got stuff in my truck. I gotta get home.
Right. Gotta unload this shit.
Dude, I used to rob everything, man, when I worked there.
I know.
I robbed I robbed every place that I worked for when I was younger.
Yeah. You steal shit you don't even need. You steal it just for the sake of stealing
just to steal it?
Yeah. Like,
what was your first job
and
ever?
It's usually a lot of time though it's in a mindset of like, fuck this place. I'm taking this.
Yeah. What was your first job ever that you got your first real paycheck?
That's hard to say. I've been, honestly, I'm not lying. I've been hustling since I was like 10, even younger than that. My first on the books.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was 14, and I was working at the Skyline Chili in Florida. My freshman year.
What was that? What's that?
But it's like a chain that's in the Midwest a lot. It's in like Cincinnati is like known for their chili, their Skyline, and the other one, Gold Star. So these people from Cincinnati brought this Skyline chili down there, and they abused me because they knew I was underage. You know what I mean? So
it was like a soup buffet.
Man, my first paying job was when I was 7. I used to work at a gas station.
Did you say 7?
Yeah, that was my under the table job.
Doing what?
Crushing boxes, sweeping up.
Oh, okay. And have you out there pumping gas and shit? 7-year-old little kid pumping gas.
No, I would pump gas too, man.
You would?
For like if people needed it.
That's so
Holy shit, leaded or unleaded, sir? Damn, dude, you can
Me and my
barely...
little brother, the guy would help us just do stuff around the thing because, you know, I had my mom, a single mom, and I just told the guy I needed a job, and he was like, I guess he felt bad for us. You know, I got 2 little kids in front of him.
Yeah.
But I worked every day.
Oh, damn.
And I gave my mom, like, I remember I gave her money for the phone bill one time.
Oh,
And then I used to rob payphones on the side.
do you break into them or just look to see if there are coins in the slot?
We used to smack the you know, where the keyhole, where the key thing was?
Yeah.
in the middle.
On the side?
Yeah.
Oh, on the side ones.
If you took a hammer and you hit it hard enough, if it did, it would, because where the chains would go in, there was a metal box in there. But if you cracked it, you could crack it, it would come up, and some of them would open. And the chains would come pouring out. But you had to, my little brother would hold it. I can't explain it. You hold it up a little, because if all the change comes in, it's hard to push it in to get it out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where the coin return is. So you kind of keep your finger in there, kind of holding it open, but not all the way up.
Yep.
So then once all the change starts scurrying out, and you push on it up.
And let a little more fall down.
The change out.
Yeah.
So it's like a slot machine just...
How much could you get in one? What kind of scores were you getting in some of these payphones?
Well, back then it was like, I think, a dime. Let's see.
Yeah, I suppose.
Some of them were, I remember they went up to 20 cents, some of them, and then it was a quarter at one point. So it just depended. But, you know, we offered some, for a kid, it was good money, I think.
Couple bucks.
I used to, me and my brother were always scamming.
Just a couple of
we dressed up as Boy Scouts. I talk about that in my special, but that's a true story.
Yeah.
We would dress up as Boy Scouts and collect money.
Smart.
So you're just like taking orders for cookies and they're just giving you the cash?
Or popcorn?
Well, we would just, we had a thing where we would make something up like the Boy Scout picnic or whatever. There was this kid that was a Weebelo or something.
Oh, yeah, I was a Weebelo.
And we took his hat, and he was like all in a Boy Scout shit. He had like all kinds of like 10 different outfits. So we just housed the outfit, and me and my brother walked around with it.
You just took the outfit, or did he give them to you?
No, we took.
Nice.
But he wouldn't have cared anyways. We just took them.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gave a shit. He was just one of those kids that was like so annoying. You know, like, let me ask my mom, or like that type of kid.
Let me ask my mom.
He was an annoying kid. So like, why are we going to ask him to take it?
Yeah, you had it coming. Fuck that
You
kid.
go over and be like, why did I take my uniform?
Stop being so goddamn annoying. People won't steal your Boy Scout uniforms.
Well, I hope they're still my
It's
friends.
just weird now being my age and around, you know, in my 40s and looking at kids that, you know, like, it's like even my wife is, you know, she's in her 30s, early 30s, and the way we grew up is like I would go to the store and I could buy cigarettes and wine for my mom.
Mm-hmm.
You had a note. If you gave a note and the guy knew who you were.
Yeah.
My mom would be like running and get me a pack of, you know, whatever she was smoking, the Marlboro hard box. And, and you know, we'd get the shitty wine. She would send me to the store. I'd have to run and get the wine.
God damn.
If we had dinner or something.
Yeah.
It used to happen all the time.
Yeah. There's no way you could do that now.
No. You can't even...
And we were always outside. Everybody, we were always hanging out.
I grew up like that, too.
You're gone all day.
You're gone in the morning, you come back when it's dark.
Well, my mom worked, man, so she was always working. She had like 2 jobs. So it was me, my older brother, my little brother, and we were just outside all the fucking time until she got home. That was the worst, though. Like, you ever have, like, if you ever out and you didn't get home in time and people are like, dude, your mom's looking for you?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, oh, shit. You're running home trying to sneak in and act like you already there. Dude, one
or
time
when they come looking for
my
you.
Mom, we lived in an apartment, so it was very hard. Like, it was upstairs. So, but I got in. My mom was looking for me because I was always like just out. I would even forget to come home. I always felt like I was missing something.
Yeah.
And then I ran in the room and I hid under the bed. I told her I fell asleep under the bed.
Under the bed?
And she just like, get the fuck out of here. It was like a last ditch fucking Hail Mary.
Yeah, right.
She didn't buy it at all.
Smart lady.
They know.
Dude, because she was yelling. She used to go to my little brother, where's your brother? Where's your brother? And I came out of the room like I was sleeping. I'm like, hey, Mom. She's like, where the fuck am I going? I was under the bed and I fell asleep. She just fucking peed off. You think I believe my mom was good with that, man.
She knew when it was BS.
Oh, yeah. She knew. I was, like I said, I got in a lot of trouble. If you watch the special, I talk about when me and my brother cut school for like 2 weeks straight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your mom worked. Your mom worked all the time.
The macaroni.
And I believe that shit for so long.
We got to finish the rest of the special. We're about halfway through it. We got to that part where you're talking about you and your brother ditching school, though.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah. Well, they used to have truant officers back in the day.
I know.
And they were like cops, for, to bring you to school.
You
were running around.
Yeah, I believe a lot of the shit that you talk about in your album and your special and stuff. I believe like most of that shit probably actually happened, especially that shit from your youth.
That's what I try to do, man. I try to keep it as close to the truth as possible. I mean, the only things I do is I change names, but they're still real versions of real names.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't legally, I can't say who they legally are.
Right.
But it would be close enough to the name. But,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. The rainforest.
Like
shit cake. Like
my buddy that stole the ambulance.
Oh, really?
Did you guys get to that part yet?
No.
Not yet.
No. Don't ruin it. I'm now looking forward to it. There's a story about a dude stealing a fucking ambulance.
Dude, it was the craziest shit. It was insane. This kid was out of his mind.
How far?
And then when I was doing the joke in Jersey, because we lived in Jersey when that happened, and a couple of my friends were there, and I said to the audience, some lady goes, that didn't happen, and I go, yeah, it did, and then I just heard all the way in the back, they started yelling out the kid's name, and I'm like, oh shit, and I didn't even know they were there.
Oh, really? So they verified that shit right then and there.
Well, there was a good dear friend of mine who I recently he recently passed away, but he was a kid I grew up with. They were all there. I can't use my buddy's name, but this kid was out of his mind, bro.
Yeah.
He was out of his fucking mind.
He's like, I got the police report right here.
We stole the car with. But the car thing, man, that my buddy, I would love to do a story about that night, because there was 4 of us in the car, and my buddy wrecked it. And then we took off running. It was me and my one friend took the railroad tracks, and then my other friend and the kid who stole it, they ended up getting pinched, but they didn't rat us out. But the moms knew we were together.
Oh, shit.
The moms.
So those 2 took the pinch, but then they called the moms, me and my other friend's mom, and my one friend's mom. She didn't even give a shit. And my mom just went to town.
Yeah. So you didn't have to do time, but there was a civil court that you had to deal with.
Dude, it was so funny because my little brother's like, what the fuck are you going to do? Because she knows. And I'm like, shit. And my mom was in the city with my godmother.
Move out.
And you know when you can hear your mom's heels when she's coming home?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I did was, this was the plan. I put on a pajama outfit. Like, I tried to look like cute, like I was a little kid. Because I was. And I jumped in bed and pretended I was sleeping.
Oh my god!
But I put I was sucking my thumb almost. I was trying to look as cute as possible.
What the fuck? How old were you?
17.
I was fucking 13.
Oh shit!
And I mean, the door just flew up. Where the fuck is he? And I was like, oh, shit. And my brother just scurried in the closet. And I was like, Mom, like I was saying, man, it was just on. Carol rained on me.
See, is your mom Italian?
Yeah.
So she's one of those, like, strong, like, fucking Italian women.
Dude, Carol was always throwing it. Dude, my little brother one time, man, it's a long story, but he got in trouble. And this is in Florida. And then we got a call from one of the kids' moms because there was something happened at the party. Like the police came, and there was all kinds of shit. And then it was on the blotter. Oh, and then, so long story boring, because this was in Florida. So I guess somebody fired a gun at the party. It's not a big deal, right?
No.
But
it's not a party till someone fires a gun.
Because, excuse me?
It's not a party till someone fires a gun.
It was my brother was there. So, anyways, I got a call from, because we had like the same friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm really hacking this story up, but the funny part isn't even there. So now my mom gets a call from one of the kids' moms, and now that they're saying there was a shooting. Oh, so it just played the game of telephone. Some kid fired a gun in the air, and then next thing you know, the moms think somebody got shot.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my
gosh. But that didn't happen. It was not even close. So my little brother, the cops held him and all of his friends or whatever, and they let him go. So my brother comes home, but my mom's crying. She's nervous. I come home. It's like 2 a.m. She's like, "Where's your brother?" I'm like, "He's at Julie's house." That was his girlfriend at the time. And then she's like, "Somebody was shot." I'm like, "Mom, nobody was shot. What are you talking about?" You know, meanwhile, I'm covering for him because I'm like, Jesus, because I guess they got shot at or something or whatever. It didn't happen, but she was just nervous.
Yeah.
So after I calmed her down and convinced her everything's fine, my brother came home, right? And it's like 2 hours later, and she's like, where were you? And he's like, I was at Julie's house. But he wasn't.
Yeah.
Right? So as she's hugging him, going, I was so nervous, I thought something happened. The phone rings. And it's the fucking newspaper because it was on the arrest report.
Oh,
so they called to get a statement from him. And my mom, I mean, when I tell you, it was such a beautiful right hook.
Oh, shit.
She stole my little brother. It was so awesome. Like, it was just beautiful.
She got good form?
Like, you could hear it. Oh, yeah. She just caught him.
Yeah.
My little brother's tall, man. He's a big kid. And he's like 6'3", still over 6'3".
Same height as Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
As Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, they're the same Z's.
I butchered that story. I just had to get to the point.
That's good.
Which literally was a punch.
Your mom got a mean right hook. Oh, shit. Hey.
He buckled and shit. I was dying. Dude, I'm serious, man. We were afraid of her, bro. Even my grandmother. Like, I remember we were all in the apartment, and it was Christmas, and me, my older brother, my little brother, we were all talking. It was like 2:33 in the morning. And, you know, we woke her up. You ever wake your mom up?
Oh, shit, yeah.
It's not
so
good.
She comes out in her robe. She's like, what time is it, right? And, I mean, we were in our 30s, and I ran. And I felt like I was sleeping on the couch. Scotty ran and jumped on the other bed because there's only one. And Keith, my little brother, was caught.
Fuck, dude.
She just started raining on him. Got a fucking fight.
Yeah, dude. Your mom, no matter what age you are, she's always gonna have that effect on you.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's funny. Moms.
She'll be just a feeble old woman, and she'll command that respect.
We just don't want him to know anything. Like, we were always nervous. My grandmother, too. My grandmother take that fucking wooden spoon.
Yep.
Crack your knuckles with it.
Yep. Oh, fuck.
So you ever act up in church? Oh. Grandmas, they take that shit serious, man. Yep. You're like laughing in church and, you know, and And we're Catholic, so I used to just watch her. My grandmother would go to church like during the week.
Yeah, on Wednesdays.
Like on off days.
It'd be like days like you don't even know. It's like, you know, it's on Wednesday. Why are you going to church on a Wednesday?
Yeah, she's doing like 2-a-days at church.
Wednesday's confession day.
Double.
I went to Catholic school. Wednesday's confession day. We used to have to go on Wednesdays too. During school, though, so it was cool. You got to miss actual.
Yeah, but she would go, like, and we'd be in church, and, you know, you start acting up.
Oh, yeah, you never want to.
That would set her off.
Oh, yeah.
It only takes one time. You get taken outside after that happens. You get smacked up a little bit. You never laugh in church again.
Because they beat you and they guilt trip you.
Exactly.
Well, this was a lot of hitting, but this was a quick one. You know, Jesus has his hands up, like, you know, with both the hands in the air, almost like somebody's like, stick them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joking around, I ran and I gave Jesus a double high five, the statue.
Oh. Yeah, I would have done that too. As a kid, especially.
My grandmother just laid it. I mean, in front of everybody.
She got a mean right hook too.
I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, you know it's never good when grandma actually yells at you because it happens like never.
Yeah, never. Right, that's right. When they're yelling that you did something wrong.
You're like, oh my gosh, what?
You do not high five the Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious. I was like, good game.
Hell yeah. Smack give him a little pat on the ass.
I think before I even landed, she was on me.
She saw you from a mile away going for that high 10.
What do we got for time here?
It is 11:15.
We went over 2 hours.
15
Nice.
minutes.
Nice.
We're going to have to edit some of this out.
We're going to have to cut out some of the football talk probably. Maybe us arguing about Troy Aikman.
Troy Aikman.
Some of that.
Troy Aikman and the Barry Sanders stuff.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's good.
But hey, man, like I said,
take up the... Well, are we going to end it now? Because I was going to say also, you might have to take out the Kareem Hunt shit, too.
Oh, yeah?
Probably.
Yeah, I might get some angry listeners. Like,
yeah, kick all that out, too.
Yeah. Good call.
What was it?
40 minutes. You're like, he just kicked her.
The Ray Rice. It's not like he hit her like Ray Rice, but so that makes it okay.
Ray Rice broke his jaw. He just barely kicked.
All right, we'll edit out most of
it. With you.
Yeah, definitely cut that part out, right?
We'll cut all of that out.
So this episode will be about 30 minutes.
Then cut all this out until we start with, all right, it was nice having you.
Yep, we got about 20 minutes.
Material. Like an hour and 50 minutes.
I'm gonna leave this part in where we talk about all the shit that we cut out. So the listeners like, oh, what the fuck?
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, shit. But hey, thanks, man, for sharing your time with us. This is a blast.
We appreciate it.
And
are you still doing Eddie's podcast?
We haven't in a while. We were, but we just got way too busy.
We got to see him
What's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, I just was going to say we got to see him on New Year's Eve at the Mall of America and got to hang out for a little bit before his show. But other than that, he's been doing a lot more shows than he was before, too, when we were doing the podcast.
What were you asking?
I was going to say, he's a sick athlete, though, man.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're surprised. That dude's in shape.
Yeah. But, all right, so just start with a clean exit, and then we just erase all this shit.
All right, we'll for sure get you some tickets for your April show. And what was it? End of July?
Just go to BretComedy.com and
Bret with one T.
Yeah. Why? Hey, that's another thing I forgot to ask. What happened to the other T?
You want to do another 30 minutes?
No.
Fuck. All right. Next time when we have you back on.
Believe it or not, Bret is a male. It's a androgynous name. Is that the word? It's both male and female?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that?
Yeah, androgynous.
I guess there's been one other female named Bret.
There's been a few.
Really? Besides porn star
Brett
names.
Summers, Brett Butler. Yeah, maybe 2. That's what I got right now.
That's about it.
That's all I got.
See? It's a dude's name.
I like it's good.
Hold on. I'm Googling Brett.
Yeah, see, dude.
You're such a
I love this
Googler.
dude. Dude, if we hung out, if we fucking lived in California and actually hung out, this was what it would be like. It'd be constant fucking Googling shit that we are arguing about. No, there's more than 2.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Friends.
You gotta look it up right now. Yeah.
That's what it would be.
Let's see. Famous Bretts, females. But anyways, 2 T's is...
You thought there wasn't shit. You didn't find anything.
That's
Anyway.
awesome.
It's mostly dudes.
Yeah.
It's mostly dudes. That's okay.
Yeah.
You sound
I'm
disappointed.
looking... Yeah, it's
there's like
mostly
2.
dudes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, wait,
Either
here's
way.
another one. Brett. Oh, that's a dude. That's like
Yeah.
an 80s rocker
It's
guy.
a dude's name.
Brett
Looks
Michaels.
like a chick with the hair.
It was
Yeah.
Brett Michaels from. Is he from Poison? No.
Bret Michaels from Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, but it wasn't him.
No, he's
It
not
wasn't
from
him.
Guns N' Roses.
From...
Brett Michaels is from Poison.
No, from...
Yeah.
Yeah. Every rose has its thorn. That's
Jesus, there's no female. There's only 3 I've saw.
I think he played for the Minnetonka Yankees at one point.
yeah, that's right.
Before he got
That's before
into
the
Yeah,
his
true.
music,
Yankees.
before his
Yeah, it's true.
music
after
career.
they moved from Minnesota.
No, blew his knee out, and then he
Make
couldn't.
more shit up.
He barely
Dude,
kicked
how many
her.
fucking Bretts are there?
Well, there's a lot.
Famous Bretts, there's plenty, but famous
one
female
T?
Bretts, there's like one.
And 1 T.
Brett
male
Butler.
Bretts.
Who? There's only one. There's no other Brett. Brett Butler. That was like the
Yeah,
only one.
somebody said it's Brett a unisex name.
Brett.
Okay, that's it.
Are you thinking of Rhett Butler? WHETT Butler?
No, Brett Butler's the stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Remember she had her own show? She got drunk.
She had
With
like
1 T?
She had 2 T's.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of 1 T Rhett's. That's what I was.
All right, well, listen, we're splitting hairs here. It's the majority of dudes' names, but I guess the 1 T is
It's unique.
masculine, and then the 2 T's are supposed to be feminine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but there seems to be more dudes. So anyways, Brett Michaels spells it with 1 T.
Oh, from Poison? Okay.
All right,
And he
yeah.
also has the famous turkey chili recipe.
You know what? Putting 2 T's together, that is kind of feminine. I like the 1 T.
Yeah, titty, 2 T's.
Yeah, titty.
1 T testosterone.
3 T's actually in titty.
Yeah, but the 2 T's together. Titty.
Oh, titty.
Titty. There you go.
Yeah.
Proof.
All right.
Bret Ernst.
And Hurricane Brett was with 1 T.
Yes. That's the only thing that matters is that the hurricane spelled it the same way as you.
He's
I'm
a
happy.
hurricane.
I'm happy about that.
Bret the Hurricane Ernst.
Yeah. It's good.
Thank you for sharing your time with us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, this was a blast.
Hold on.
Well, now what
Yeah,
are
I'm
you looking
looking at
at?
draft picks now. God, I'm sorry.
God damn it, we can't do this. We'll be up all night. We can't do this.
All right, let's do a clean outro then so we can erase a lot of this shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Give us. Like I said, we definitely think you are like one of the fucking funniest comedians right now, without a doubt. So keep it up, dude, because you're making us all laugh and we enjoy it.
We do. And
I appreciate it, man. And if you guys, like I said, if you guys want to check out my special, just go to BretComedy.com. Brett with 1 T.
Brett with 1 T. Perfect.
All right. Thanks again,
And then,
brother.
and check out the DG show, the DGShow.com, the Degenerate Gentleman Show.com.
And that's also on YouTube as well, correct?
I'm sorry, yeah, it's the DG. It's just the website is thedgshow.com. And that's all about. And check out Cobra Kai.
Cobra
And that's about
Kai.
it.
Hell
I can't
yeah.
believe we've been talking this long.
I know.
I know.
And it's funny, like we've been talking for like over 2 hours, and I think we talked about 3 subjects.
Almost 2.5.
We danced around a couple others, but about 3 subjects.
Yeah, they're all good ones. You can tell what we like to talk about or don't like to talk about and still talk about it.
We're gonna end this thing like The Sopranos.
Yes.
What we're gonna do is we're just gonna end it mid.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
This episode is over.
Done and done.
Stop listening. Or, I mean, you can listen to this outro first.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to listen to this first.
If you made it this far,
might as well finish
off the last couple minutes. Bret Ernst, love him.
Yeah, love chatting with him.
Frenzy's in love with him.
No.
At least his voice.
Yes.
She's in love with that voice.
I think I should make him be my ringtone.
Yeah, right. Hey, Frenzy, wake up. It's time to get up.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
Know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
I can't talk like that.
No.
Yeah, we had a great time with him. Big fan. He's now a friend. And he's fucking Sarge approved, right?
He definitely is, yeah.
Our sponsors, we'd like to thank this episode. Twin City Aerial. Go check them out. TwinCityAerial.com. And Radio Public. You can download the app and the App Store. Google, iOS. If you're an Apple iPhone user or an Android user, Radio Public. It's absolutely free. And they don't sell your information.
Yay!
That's one of the best parts about it.
I love it.
We are gonna play again. I like to mention Kulla's album is coming out soon. April 27th. You can pre-order the album actually on his website at Kulla.com. That's CULLAH.com. Comes out April 27th, 2019. The album is going to be called Spectacular.
Yes.
Because he likes to do like little puns, play on words with his names for the albums. You can pre-order it right now if you want. If you go to the website, you can get it as an MP3. You can get it in CD or vinyl.
Vinyl is badass.
How badass is that? You can get it in vinyl. You can I think you can even get him to sign it if you pre-order or or you contribute, or you donate to the thing. I can't remember, but go to his website and find out all the details. Because I'm looking forward to it. I know Frenzy's looking forward to it. All his fans are. The guy's talented, and I know he's gonna put out some jams.
It's gonna be my new summer playlist.
We're gonna play this episode out instead of a call song. We got to play out a song by our main man here, Bret Ernst. He actually has a song that's pretty damn entertaining. It's called "I Got a Table."
I got a table.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Later, fuckers.
Hey, yo, Vin.
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, yo, Vin, yo, come on, man. Let's go out tonight, man. I was at the gym today. I was working out. I feel good. I got a nice pump. Went to the mall. Brought a new outfit. Just bought a new belt buckle. You got to see this thing. It's humongous. It screams, I don't give a fuck.
Where do you want to go?
I don't know. I feel like going to... Let's go check out the new club that just opened up, man. I'll go get a couple bottles of booze.
Yeah, but I mean, do we have to wait in line?
Wait in line? Come on, man. You kidding me, guy? I never wait in line. I got a table. I never wait in line. I got a table. I only buy my liquor by the label. I never wait in line. I got a table. I only buy my liquor by the label. I got a table. Get a table. 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 Hey, yo, guy, come on, man. I've been out here almost 15 minutes already.
Yeah, how the fuck is that my problem?
Well, yo, what are you doing? You got me waiting outside like a jerk off. I got my friends with me.
So?
I'm about to spend $15,000 up in this motherfucker tonight. You know how many bottles of goose I'm gonna get?
Yeah?
Yeah, you didn't check my name. I should be on the reservation.
Oh, I didn't even see that there.
Yeah, of course you didn't see it. Make me stand out here like a jerk off. I got a table. I never wait in line. I got a table. I only buy my liquor by the label. I never wait in line. I got a table. I only buy my liquor by the label. I got a table. Get a table. 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 Hey, yo, waitress, come here, baby. God, you're fucking hot. Hey, yo, do me a solid. Bring us another bottle of Goose. Tonight we're celebrating. You see my belt buckle? Yo, this place is jumping, man. We got girlies everywhere. Yeah, man. Hey, Angelo, how you doing, cuz? Hey, yo, man. Hey, how's your family? Everybody good? Tell your mother, give her my blessing. She's a strong woman, your mother. Saint. Anyway, so, hey, yo, you see this motherfucker trying to talk to our girls? Hey, yo, man. Yo, you need to back the fuck up, cuz. Who the fuck am I? You're in my space here, cuz. You need to back the fuck up. You can't intrude. I got a table. I never wait in line. I got a table. I only buy my liquor by the label. I never wait in line. I got a table. I only buy my liquor by the label. I got a table. We work all week. To get that cash. So we can go. And find new ass. We get the girls loose with bottles of Goose. I'm always able when I get a table. Look at my belt buckle, motherfucker. Hey, yo, Vin, I can't believe they threw us out of the club. That guy deserved to get punched in his face. This is bullshit. I just spent $15,000 up in that motherfucker. This guy coming in trying to talk to our girls. He's trying to drink our Goose. He deserved what he got, you know what I mean? Let's go eat, though. I'm starving. You want to go eat? All right, yo, man. Yo, can you float me $20? I don't got no cash on me. Yeah, I get paid on Friday, but you know what? Fuck this place. We'll go out Saturday night. I know of a new club. It'll be awesome, man. I got a table.